the bill. And once the bill is passed, then we'll then have the legal backing to flesh out the operationalization of it. So that's where we are at the moment. Now to the big push, I must say that we are still finalizing the projects to be included in the big push. So once we have not concluded on that, I will want to hold on for now. So we are still on that. And as and when we finish, it will be public knowledge. So now, concessions made during the GRNA strike. I don't know whether some of you heard me during the strike. When I took office, it's a union I had met more than any other union. So let me put it on record that any concessions made or whatever we have come to agreement with is not as a result of the strike. It is something that was ongoing. And so for now, if you recall, they have, after the negotiations and after the Parliament, the Select Committee had met all of us and all that. Now what we have agreed is that there were about 8 items that were under contention, and their position was that we should include all the 8 items and implement them this year. We should include them in the media review budget and implement them this year. So government position is that we are going to look at the uniform allowances for uniforms. So uniforms, we used to pay 400 Ghana cedis, and it's now been increased to 1,000 Ghana cedis. So government is looking at and putting that in the media review budget. And then we are also going to pay what we call the book and research allowance for their lecturers, and then the full allowance. So these are the 3 that we have agreed on for now. Now, concerns about the backlog, over 70,000 health workers at home. Yes, we have plans and strategies to make sure that we clear all these backlogs. Number 1, government is going to make the effort to employ every year. So in 2026 budget, you will see some reasonable number of health workers being employed. But we will not rest there. As I indicated in my submission, we are looking at what we call managed migration. And so we are talking to other countries, and about 13 countries have responded. And yesterday, the whole day, I spent it with my directors trying to come out with a very, solid MOU. So we are now going to take charge of the narrative of health migration. So we are going to engage government to government level so that we'll be interested in the welfare of Ghanaian health workers who travel outside there, and look at how that arrangement can also benefit Ghana. And so we have countries that have also responded favorably, and I'm very sure very soon you will see the results of the negotiations still ongoing. And so we are determined to make sure that we have our optimal health workforce in our country, and the excess too will find opportunities for them outside the country. After all, remittances into the country also boost the economy, and so I think it is the right direction. Family Teaching Hospital. I have been in this space for more than 25 years. Politics, leadership, from member of parliament to deputy minister to ranking member on the health committee, and especially you, the media, you know how I work. Everybody and his style. Somebody may think that, well, let me stay in the office for people to go and take the report, come and I act on the report. I love to have first-hand information. I love to go to the field. I'm a grassroots person. And so that's my style. You can't take it away from me. And so you mentioned a tension in Tamale. And that I apologize and all that. I don't think you monitored the story very well. There was no need for apology, and I don't think that it is anybody's interest for anybody to apologize. It is work we are all doing. What is important is that the systems they are working with must be strengthened, and they get the required tools to deliver what they have to deliver. And so there was no apology anywhere. I saw things I was not happy. I'm the minister for the sector, and I have every right to deal with any problems in the sector, and I'll continue to do that. And I'll continue to do that. Instead of me to lament and to be complaining, and no, I would always want to deal with the issue. So please, there was no tension, there's calmness, and opinion leaders in the area have reached out, and I mean, there's calm and peace, and everybody is going about his or her duty very well. Now, not being a medical doctor, and therefore you are not fit to become you are not fit to become the health minister. I am not the first person in that ministry who didn't have a health background. Dr. Sepanyanki, because he's Dr. Sepanyanki, maybe some of you think that he's a medical doctor. He's not. He's a PhD holder. My own friend, Ajimamanu, there are quite a number of them. And arguably, I'm told, arguably, that the best health minister so far is Mr. Nyama Donko, arguably. But Nyama Donko didn't have a health background. And for me, I have been a ranking member on the health committee for the past 7 years. There's no sector in the health sector, there's no agency I have not dealt with. So I'm very conversant with the sector. 7 years, ranking member, and my work as a ranking member is there for all of you to attest to it. And so whether or not I am fit for the position, what I am doing now is what you must judge me with. That's what's important. Spikes in COVID-19. This was a special case restricted to UGM's, the University of Ghana campus. And by the grace of God, we have swiftly dealt with it. And for now, the numbers have drastically reduced. And there's no cause for alarm. And I indicated that clearly on the floor of the House when I was briefing the whole country through Parliament. So there's no cause for alarm. UGMC handing over. Whether the facility is under the Ministry of Health or is with the university, it's still the property of the state. And so, however we use the facility to benefit the country is what is important. So the fact that the facility is going to be run by the university doesn't mean that if there's the need for us to use it when it comes to the medical tourism, we cannot use it. So it's all part of the resources we have, because in fact that is the only quaternary, level healthcare we have in the country. And so it will continue to play its role as center of excellence and still continue to deliver the health services they are doing at the moment. I think these were the few I was able to capture. Thank you. Let me start with my tour, the unannounced visit. I will continue to do that. I've not stopped. But you know, the sector is very big, and you find yourself doing one thing at a time. And so it's not something I will stop. I'll continue to do it. After all, during that period, we saw a number of health facilities responding to that. Saw people clearing their premises, painting their hospitals and all that. You see, there are certain things that are beyond the management of the facilities, and that is for government to perform. I agree that we'll continue to do our best, but there are basic ones that I think that the management of the various hospitals should also be up and doing, and that will make sure that they will do them. Now to Sputnik vaccines and then the frontiers. This issue is still under investigation, and so I do not want to comment on it further. It is still under investigation. It has not come to an end. Since I took office, other investigation agencies have reached out to me for the ministry to respond. And so it's still under investigation. So anybody who thinks that it has come to an end is not true. It's still in progress. Both the Sputnik and the Frontiers. So it's still under investigation. Then the update on MPOX. I think we've left you far behind because they've done series of updates. So when you check the dashboard, at the moment, I think we have about 218 confirmed cases and about 21 new cases. But you see, the good news is that there's no single person on admission and it hasn't killed anybody. That is the good news. And so we will continue to do our best to respond to it. At the moment, what we are considering is to get vaccines to immunize the targeted areas. So very soon you will see that we are rolling out vaccinations in those affected areas. So we are on top of the issue. Then MPOX, let me go to retooling. The retooling of our various health facilities. I agree that we need to first and foremost maintain and retool the already existing facilities. Because if we continue to build more without maintaining what we already have, for me, it doesn't make sense. And so government has a clear policy. Whilst government is directly investing in retooling, we're also exploring other avenues like the PPP, so that we make sure that our health facilities are well equipped to deliver the services they are mandated to deliver. Agenda 111. Agenda 111, and whether you link the question, about two people asked questions on Agenda 111. One was linking it to the CHPS compounds, and the other was asking whether those below 70%, how we are going to handle those ones. So at the moment, AESL is conducting audit on all the Agenda 111 projects. So we'll wait for the comprehensive report to guide us going forward. But there are things that His Excellency the President has communicated clearly on. One is that we are going to explore the PPP arrangement. So if you recall, you are the press, and the last time His Excellency met the clergy, he made an appeal to them that those who are interested should also come forward, and I've engaged, a number of such groups. So we'll be looking at that, and then so those below 70% will package it for, that purpose. But those above 70% will try if you can get government direct funding to complete them. Then somebody also linked it to the CHPS compound. You know, the CHPS is the basic unit of the service delivery, and that is in our communities, is in our villages, and so it's very important. There's a difference between what the Agenda 111 project is targeting and the CHPS compound. The CHPS compound touches the core of the primary health care. Now, in the international arena, we are being touted for effective immunization, about 95% coverage. It's all due to the strengthening of the CHPS compound. And so, even if we invest so much in the CHPS compounds, for me, I think it's the right direction. But about 600 CHPS compounds cannot even be, the cost of 600 CHPS compounds cannot even be more than 5 Agenda 111 facilities. It is estimated to cost about $17 to $18 million for Agenda 111. And we are estimating between 1 to 2 million Ghana cedis for a CHPS compound. So you see the difference. So putting all the 600 together will not even amount to about 5 of the Agenda 111 facilities. For Agenda 111, if you want to pump money and complete, we need not less than $1.6 billion. Yes, somebody shouted. Yes, that's what we need. And interestingly, we have sunk almost $400 million without completing and operationalizing one. And so we think that if we over-concentrate on Agenda 111 and we leave the already existing ones, we'll be doing a disservice to ourselves. Somebody clearly pointed out that somebody died as a result of lack of equipment, a medical doctor. And for me, that's quite avoidable. And with regards to that question, we've put measures in place. At the moment, His Excellency the President has instructed clearly that we should purchase 3 of the cath labs. 3. I have not been mandated to put out where the 3 will go, so that I will hold on. But he has instructed that we should buy 3 immediately. And we are looking at the comprehensive retooling of all the facilities. Now we come to mental health in this country. Now the policy direction for mental health is that, you know, that we were centralizing the mental health. So you see, you go to Pantine, and then they will bring people with mental disorder there, keep them there. You go to Asalam Down, and they are there. So government policy is that now we are going to decentralize the treatment of mental illness to integrate it into the primary health care, from the CHPS to the district hospitals to the regional. So it will not be as a matter of traveling to the teaching hospital before you get access to, mental health services. And so we are putting a lot of effort, and at the same time trying to increase allocations, budgetary allocations to that sector. There was a question about the export of nurses vis-a-vis the need for nurses and health workers in this country. If you paid attention, I consistently maintained that whilst we are keeping the optimum workforce, we would then look at how we can export the excess optimum workforce. So we are not going to prioritize the export over what we need as a country. But truth be told, that the recruitment of health workforce is dependent on budgets. You cannot just employ for employing sake. And a typical example is what they did in 2024. They just said, go, they are employing, and they mentioned an amount of, a number of nurses that should be recruited. And after that, what else? You must pay the persons. Now, this government, it was even not part of the budget, but we have to make budgetary allocation to be able to pay more than 10,000 nurses. So just mentioning that you are going to recruit is not a solution. And at the moment, we have been able to put not less than 7,000 of them on the payroll, and we are looking at how we can put the rest also on the payroll. So, yes, export to create employment, but we also prioritize the need for optimum number of health workers in our country. The name Mahama Cares. The truth of the matter is that the name for the fund is called Ghana Medical Trust Fund. That is the name. But of course, the originator, the visionary leader, and so people are associating the policy with the originator. And so, and it is not the first time we are hearing this. It has happened elsewhere before. Obama Cares, if you remember. I know, and I know that most of you may even not know the real name for that particular program. All over the world, everybody was calling it Obama Cares. So let us not hide behind that. If you think you cannot contribute, say so. Don't hide behind the name and say because of the name you will not contribute. So that is the real name. Somebody also asked whether we are just going to put up, brick and mortar and call them CHIP compounds. Hospitals or health facilities are not the brick and mortar. The brick and mortar plus the personnel and the equipment. And so there are basic equipment every CHIP compound per this policy must have. Only yesterday, I was in discussions with the administrator for Common Fund and then the minister responsible for local government. And so we are liaising, we are linking up to make sure that this program becomes a success. Thank you for the opportunity. The medical doctors will tell you that the improper handling of mining contribute to the NCDs. And so we it is part of the Mahama Cares. It's a program that is going to be dedicated towards the treatment of NCDs. So if there are other extreme conditions as and when they come, like emergencies, we will then look at how to handle them. And then HIV, I don't have specific figures at the moment, but it's a program that is being handled at the presidency. It is directly under the presidency, and I know that the presidency is giving it all the attention it deserves, and Her Excellency, the First Lady, is also highly interested, and so I think that we are making progress. But unfortunately, I cannot give you specific figures at the moment.
Memo akwaba de ba TVXYZ so baby awa wo hwe baby awo so awutie power 97.9 FM and there akwaye bojaye na there Friday de na inside politics media etwato for the week no na ye de ebrawe di amede so ye Nicholas Yao owusu yo so mame fasada PCA asada mu du memfa ma aboafo mo bo machi domi me de dwumadi bro Mr. Kelvin Ashanti ne executive producer wo call MCR Ralph Jampo, Mr. Peter Cranting, Saso, and Emmanuel Nete, Abbas Shoskayeo, Omoina, Wohobia, Omo Buama Nema Koso, MCA. Yaba Camerasa, Ubehu Elvis Waha, Ubehu Kofi Asante, or say 15 dear Isha, on also Waha, and San Obia we see me, ma menimti rero, kama pa, Miniaba, Elizabeth Tego, on an we see me, or St. Katia Bogano, Asa. The attendant on the lighter note. Enti, baby, I will be on stick and stay. Na me pacho ya me guest. Na me treat you with education, information, and san mo here so sasu tibiano on the Ghana's biggest platform ever. A political show. Ya to the day inside politics. Musa mutie mo power 97.9 FM. Mamamu na kwaba. Emom don't forget. Ma inside politics. You may deal with TVXYZ so no. You were free to air a digital platform. Will be to me. Saso na woko masala platform no so multi TV de box aye wo so betumi ahwedwumadi bi audio channel no so Power FM wo so no so betumi etie bi so Power 97.9 FM make us say no so edidemu samu amutie radio no saso no betumi akọ Power 979 FM Facebook live wahwe bi ansana TV XYZ Ghana on so Facebook live wo behwe bi your TikTok wo ba YouTube so XYZ broadcasting Nina Robertu ahwedwumadi bi na wasentie bi ma bibia etumi akọ enkan sa na ansana bepacho bebre mebeji nkonya atena so na makasa ma wosu ahumi na ade accountable series ha aban ne dia bobade na ende yete ho asem ende na health ministry no asede so mo ba through the minister of church so far 6 months and niema atumi akonanim niema omotumi aye so far initiatives ahrowa omode begu nte no na ehu honorable covenant akano minister in charge of health odina no disem na odi tudwa no nti se bebre na na yete ye nurses no monsem da mate pharmacist ahro so aye 1600 and 21 pharmacist omo twen so menye omo permanent employment no or the to draft you say finalize bibia kama so na for the past 6 months 10,000 nurses employed on so church mu sana salary arrears of 321 pharmacists and also the who insem to says on be clear kama na enija no to me abba papa make say so over 13 countries says ya normal express interest to say on be recruiting Ghanaian health workers normal what to me actually nursing trainers and a nursing trainee allowances for first and second quarter and also oka ho ensem bebre na nkasa cost 462.58 million Ghana cedis with to me actually dina no kwanya omobe enti munsembi na yehwe yansana mebeji enkonya atena so no once again idi amedi so Nicholas ya owusu Yoson obetumi aframike Nicholas biom obi so chinchim fidie no Power 97.9 FM na me yi na FM yenua Mark Anthony timoso amutie power no chinchim fidie no mamoso motene kama wo power 97.9 FM. So on more serious note here be roll on now we hu nsema egubamba so ye krado me basesia. Mesamo akwaba biom de ba TV XYZ so Friday's edition of Inside Politics. Na me pacho bebre wo hwe me baby a wo bia no akwaba. Stay glued to your set. So wo hwe me o so wutia na wo so wehuma eko eye imprempren. Enti at the ateno no me dey kan accountability series a eko so every Monday, Wednesday and Fridays bia wo eye presidency no and so eye a health ministry ne ko pie mu through the health minister honorable government Kando den sembebrina na auditu dwa na ochiremu announce some initiatives ene enema aban no anamontu to improve the health sector no oka ho sempa papa na akomni nchirem enti yebekọ na accountability series a ekoso Mondays, Wednesdays and Tuesdays and Fridays no mesremu aya amoso yem follow na yehu ma eko tie nkokotie nsema ekoso some key highlights enema auditu dwa no yentie bimbra.
Amen. This is another good news. And this good news, I know all of you will attest to this good news. I'm pleased to announce that just 24 hours ago, the nursing trainee allowance, for both the first and second quarters, amounting to 462.58 million Ghana cedis, was credited to the account of our student nurses. I hope you all attest to this fact. Yesterday, I saw the jubilation across the country on the various campuses, and our brothers and sisters were excited receiving this money. It's a promise fulfilled. This demonstrates that when we say we support our future health workers, we follow through. Moving forward, we'll maintain this momentum to ensure allowances are paid on schedule, because supporting our trainees today means building a stronger, healthier Ghana tomorrow. And it is our expectation that we are going to pay this on monthly basis. Ghana's health sector remains a critical pillar of national development. It underpins the healthy communities, drives economic productivity, and helps realize our national vision for a prosperous Ghana. When we took office, we inherited a Ministry of Health burdened with a staggering debt of nearly 12.6 billion Ghana cedis. This included unpaid bills to service providers, arrears to donor partners, and outstanding payment to contractors. Despite these, we have not wavered on our commitment to deliver. We also inherited the much-touted Agenda 111 program, which despite an investment of $344 million had not completed and operationalized a single hospital. Worse still, it left behind over 1 billion Ghana cedis in arrears for us to settle. But we are not here to dwell on the excuses. We are here to deliver. Our party promised bold and clear commitment to improve the health and well-being of all Ghanaians, and we are delivering them. We promised to strengthen service delivery, to expand access to free, quality primary health care that prioritizes disease prevention, tackle non-communicable diseases through initiatives like Ghana Medical Trust Fund, popularly known as Mahama Cares. We also pledged to enhance leadership and governance by reforming health financing, developing local pharmaceutical production, and improving the management of our health institutions, steps we are actively implementing. In the past 6 months alone, we have successfully finalized the employment process of over 10,000 nurses and midwives, with many more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to share that we have taken decisive steps to clear the salary arrears for 321 pharmacists, house officers, who completed training in 2024, with payment now being processed. While 1,621 qualified pharmacists await permanent employment, we are prioritizing their recruitment as part of strengthening our health workforce. This is just one example of our broader commitment to clearing the backlog across all health worker cadres, ensuring every qualified professional has the chance to serve and strengthen Ghana's health system. Over 13 countries have now expressed interest in recruiting Ghanaian health workers. We are formulating policies to ensure these benefits are fairly distributed to both our health system and our professionals. And ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we inherited a system for recruitment, for admissions, where they will generate codes. And these codes are distributed to the banks. And so you necessarily will have to travel from wherever you are to these banks before you can get access to the code and get access to register on the portal to be considered for admission. And so what we did was that we think that people can easily sit at the comfort of their houses and then go online, pay, get access to the platform, and register. And that's exactly what we did, including the reduction in the sales of forms.
NCDs Health Minister Honorable Kobna Minta-Akando na yɛte nka abra accountability series no ɔde to dwa church and semono na endra so asempapa bi ayate oye endra endra nurses trainee for no omani papa the whole Ghana endra na mo takwa enti na me ben takwa government hospital nchemu ha na obehu nurse no mo ye dedem say de asemana nursing trainee fu sisa na alawa na pai enti alawa no mo si akem 6 months arrears ni na yetua de amomo enti Ghana for na ina me bankran ha obi aka chem se kolobu apemu no su dede pa enti eseweni ensema ekachiro 6 months allowances no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama etumi akle ni na ama nurses trainee for enti maami wo baby wadamfo bi nursing trainee no how an pay madamfo bi prince o say na damfo nurse trainee or friend or say me pemo ne nkwan and there we nye skamen kotobi o mon fema no it says ya no ho ayede na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne boss say so nya de oba na we betwa sika wa mode mo alewa no obetwam no kra ode osaye yo no ye ne kama mepese ye beko na yakohwe kwan a na nurses no ani etumi age na John Mahama din ne de omo bonus no omo ye ne dede ma ye hwe ne ye ntiemra sisia
So we are ready for the election. And I can assure you that we will protect your votes in the day, in the night, and forever and ever. God Almighty is with us. He's with us. He's with us. So no one can stand against us. John Dramani.
The channel yehu the CEO the Youth Employment Agency Basin Tali Malik Basin Tali onena yetin kanona we 2024 nti yenua base Malik Basin Intali ono na yetin nka 2024 yebeka ya abra ode campaign rewura nursing training ahro no eno na yenua Basin Intali Malik oruduto ho tre say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama bienu we best opo the coming so babe ye president bium no cre sa abortions with this we nhwe nurses no den nti ya ade a your friends say promising fulfilled 6 months arrears in what clear if you maybe be 20 Malik Basin Tali abro chia nurses and campaign bruno nurses ni so no busu na say mine online ya say meton rigs so bolo ono no church me na say me hu kra so omotonton sa na ma ne bio ti nurses na tedel me say sia na be ma wofo no so omo kakra omo so hu ato omo kakra enti de ateno no ye kofa bai we ye san kofa ye kofa sema a course abra ye campaign no na sesia so ye wini ye no eniema wetumi ayenti promise fulfilled anameboa eno ano no nti nurses no eni etumi agiye papa ye Basin Tali Malik menua micheche papa minim say bishia nti edem kutukutu say ade nurses no nsa kan Ghana bebia wo fa bebia nurses no obia ka ho asem ye pa ye kwaye nima Ministry of Defense say sia no effort why you say obe restore discipline na accountability with Ghana ye security framework no betumi aye adwuma no wetumi redraw military protection if all civilians are enya dia or say security for abo mo ho ban mesane me kra make say or the public officials be akaka ho a ni na no mo wom mepese be ko na ye kotie because baby otumi dwom say military officers no te ho hard ni yi no simesi hwan na military officers be go way mepese be ko na yekotie Dr. Edward Omane Boama the reason tia amasa action we take mama yentiemra
the discipline that governs the Ghana Armed Forces. If you have not been deployed by your commander, you don't move. You understand? So it's as simple as that. Don't go and provide guard duties or any other services that you have not been legitimately deployed for. You'll be dealt with. Individual civilians are not entitled unless the Ghana Force itself has, based on very good reasons, has said that, okay, for this and that and that, this is what must happen. That is completely different from, let's say, Bank of Ghana. That will require the presence of the Ghana Armed Forces to perform certain functions for the institution. That is different from other institutions that will require for it. But I don't expect you to see the governor of the Bank of Ghana and a uniformed military officer is a bodyguard. Let us enforce the discipline that governs the Ghana Armed Forces. If you have not been deployed by your commander, you don't move. You understand? So it's as simple as that. Don't go and provide guard duties or any other services that you have not been legitimately deployed for. You'll be dealt with. Individual civilians are not entitled unless the Ghana Force itself has, based on very good reasons, has said that, okay, for this and that and that, this is what must happen. That is completely different from, let's say, Bank of Ghana. That will require the presence of the Ghana Armed Forces to perform certain functions for the institution. That is different from other institutions that will require for it. But I don't expect you to see the governor of the Bank of Ghana and a uniformed military officer is a bodyguard.
It's the Honorable Minister, Dr. Edward Omanibuama, and make us say Yatin and King, measures for mother to normal redraw military officers. War a year, Biahu Bia, me pacho bedroom say Osimisi, and yes, military officer bought no by also bedroom or Nipunin, public officials, Biswa, Sania Mayina, and wise or more redraw military nefihono, and who ain't 70 be no or day at Tujanum. Now, officially, may bring a Honorable Minister, Dr. Omane Buama, what call a La Paz, uniform soldier be a ya more ho, almost station or La Paz. They be I say La Paz on Petrol Street and so no kita ken no guanko for pa or a military officer. Muni video na monre, a yota guanko for pa. Wanti, said you may be meaning center crown with a police for Juma and defense minister, Dr. Omane Buama. Make your attention about Saturday so they be a la pass no kita ken drivers and discipline more than it and yes a bonnet no you but me feel Sanchez said you may a police for Juma aha baby and yes so muja no muja but military officer or tie hunu ho drivers have been a full pavement and a ties aha on yes a bonnet no yo ho but me feel say we in a police for Juma and to say bet me I redraw no swa now mama police ni aya Kayanas soldier for no motion about an ordinary police. I will to me chanko for a bano. Pio, in discipline there will a pass wapa. Inti a idea de bia or yes I de yepe but so police for yante bebwa. Police for yanti. Obere draw na ma police for mum I say jumeya. Ogwanko for pajon no gwelizi monre. Ogwanko for papa la pass. Ogwanko for a military officer anti munre draw no mayena. Mama police for nye. Juma no yende kama pa but say sheno dosu. Nti mama police ni nye na munre draw na onkodi juma for if you say me feel say police tax force for ne juma no nti munre draw no mayena ma police for nye. Oh yeah juma there but me say juma there police for juma na gwa no dosu dodo. Ugwa man ko fun ho papai nti say bebre nti video na yehwe no Dr. Edward Omane Buama me twa adwen abaso na mundi say adwuma no ma onye abone but me hu say we police for adwuma in discipline what drivers will be mu jinja basabasa no bibia nye say omu gina no omu gina titi trotro for no tema mu hu ha adwene ye papa na biom Honorable Minister me twa adwen assign aba uniform soldiers bia military officers bia Bessin the minimum say a former defense minister Ora Dominic Nitiwo a former defense minister there Nifia ewo mempa semano Bessin the obedrena military officers were ho 2 3 4 they be omo ho me bisa so no so ho asem te sen minim so a former deputy and a former defense minister mo fencheme former defense minister and he say onye minister biom onye defense minister bioma ye bisa se die nti na besin de obefre na sojafoɔ ɛwɔ hɔ se ona wohui mfonyin na ɛda so no 4-3 no mutiri fie animu ani brain na ya obehu se military officers so nti ye bisa se die nti na se sia no honorable Dominic Nitiwo menim so police ni so a oye na bodyguard besin de obedu na military officers wɔ hɔ nti se wunima ana se wonte ana wohu ya me twa adwene so or say yehu se still no oye former defense minister no or say police for ebegina ni fie soldier for begina ni fie nim ho anasesen ti ye twa adwene abaso na pictures ni bi na ede ato owura Dominic Nito ni fie a wo men passem no obedu ho na soldier for ne da ho wo ho nti eno no so di hu dwuma man so mo ho a moma yehu enye so mo ho so a na ba ma yehu na yehu kwan a ye be fa so na yeah because basi na ye ntiase former minister and the still military officers in down war and who asem na be say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama did thank you to Ashishe ano na thank you to no kopie mu Asante man to mu and there 3 days Tremoko and some brenana or the two da fan promises waka say Asante man omurosa ohi improvements no behe market ahro ni businesses no ono so behe aboa Asante man kasa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wa ye bi dadamo Asante man wa boa Asante man ama Asante man wo hwe eye KGT asese omu ye phase 2 wo hwe afere wo hwe hospitals wo hwe niema market ahro wa waya and so wanya bibia krancha Asante man ni beso but o say still Asante man obeboa ma etumi afa no ntuma pefra yenkonkotie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama promise be more de ama Asante man be fanta bruta yenhwemra
of Ashanti are known to be astute in business. Anytime the economy is in decline, Ashanti region is the most affected. The recent downturn of our economy experienced had a devastating effect on businesses in Ashanti. Many businesses were affected by the banking sector clean-out, and many were affected by the domestic debt exchange program. This is why my administration has made a stable economy our main focus. Since January, we have introduced strong cost-cutting measures and enforced fiscal discipline in all sectors of government. The economy has responded well and significantly, with a rapid reduction in inflation and a steep appreciation in our local currency, the cedi, against major international currencies. This has increased business confidence and made the business environment more predictable. And it has also made port charges and levies more affordable for our businesses. The stable economy will help boost businesses in Ashanti and create more job opportunities for our young people. Ashanti region remains a vital engine of our national economy. It is endowed with natural resources such as gold, cocoa, timber, commerce, innovation, and a rich culture, and more. Yet this region also bears the burden of neglect, stagnation, and broken promises. Once known as the Garden City of West Africa, Kumasi today grapples with traffic congestion, waste mismanagement, and overstretched infrastructure. Many roads are in bad condition, schools and hospitals have been abandoned, markets have been left incomplete, and our young people filled with potential but starved of opportunity. Glaring examples of this neglect are the Afari Military Hospital, which has remained incomplete since I left office more than 8 years ago. Equally painful is the state of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Technology Medical Center, a first-class health and academic facility that can transform health delivery in the Ashanti region. Yet, it lies incomplete and underutilized. The people of Ashanti region and Ghana deserve better. And that is why I've directed that no viable project will be abandoned under this administration. Regardless of who started it, we shall continue and complete it. We are a government of continuity and results. Projects we will continue and complete in this region include the KJTR Market Phase 2 project. And before I came here, I visited the market and I spoke to the contractors, and we're going to accelerate work on it. And by the grace of God, next year, we'll be able to go with Otumfuo Tutu II and open that market. Under the big push, we're going to continue the Swami interchange and complete it. By the grace of God, by next year, we'll finish the Krofrom and Mamponte markets.
John Dramani Mahama, Osiadio yo. ono nensem no de to dwabro ko piem wo Ashanti region no chim se Krofo market ni meka ho na mbe yen kama pa ma ye ni wo Asante man to ma what asem de okon ye waye bi pen no so beto aso aye ma Asanteman etumi enyampuntuo na akoso Asanteman de omani kire party bim nso make say omuni nothing to show regional minister former Ashanti regional minister bisan say honorable Simon or say mensa Diana Maye or say my me phone so Auntie Becky or bra we ma Becky rade ankopo as Auntie my any party or say mudi e no as a ma Becky e dey say me brave maminchia Reverend and Mrs Mia Reverend and Mrs. Mbia Bichechi mo papa minumsa mo hweming timi fia kese enkoma mo ye mamen ko na mene Dr. Agbezo me friend mema semenhia Martin kan wa bini ye papa wo ye bema na se bi wa embre wo mpema wutu anamonko obetumi abo oba ne bema infection say hamo ama edemu den muntibi ni no obetumi abo ani dwumedi bebre na nkase ne papa ye mama na kwaba na endesumo wo man no mfeme Dr. Agbezo akwaba
Ken mejo so
bibi aboko de
Yankopon ene na bofada room experience ka ho me
hoye nyame ase make out say stay tuned fi say any Dr. Agbezo wi a ye be call the presidency akofa press conference on National Cathedral no so abanti for so family hweyen na nkomo no bebre na wadwumedi so doc
okay
today no wo ma ye wi
enchi asronko pa na ye de mamo mo hwe yen efi nkola asronko pempanyufo Ghana mpanyufo nyina metwe bia salute na Ken Nyankopon adom Agbezo Herbal Clinic ne yaduyafo obi ahoye na ye de ye moto yi na obi a de chiri say no man has an expiring date mi papa bi o Medina o se wo humi say na ni agiye papa if you say moto no na ye de no man has an expiring date wa Agbezo Herbal Clinic omo a omo je treatment ho nyina no yes re Nyankopon shira say oma mo ho entomo ententem na dodo na nso na wo mo ho to omo a wagya yare sa free hon ma Nyankopon am yenso asa omo yade wo mo di prostate ba ye wo mo ayede rubbers atoto omo ba mo ntumi nyunso sisia na yi ema nkrofo ejunso wona wo 70 80 years na wo se wo yire no mo sesa bi wo nyini nti wo ba ma wu no wo mo ba ye nyane mema no so ma eye adwuma kama nti asada sonko enkomo twede ampo Onyankopon se wakurekura Agbezo Herbal Clinic abedu system Agbezo me betena sia na me dia yaresa ahodo no a eni nchirichiri mu ahodo na ede brew na oba ye nche ya de ba ko am Agbezo Herbal Clinic bia me ba me mfa eni agro wa hanu musei ya de ya friend say hemorrhoid ya twika sem no ye friend say kokobo twika sem ye fresa ya de say kokobo le brofo din e de hemorrhoid yade yi yade bi asebju eno ne se ukoja onan a na ukokobo no epie di aba ana se ukokobo empia ade bi epie be hyew to honom na ye kokoko etumi ye moja kokko na ebi nso honom a ebe hye honom na ye fita na se ebe hye honom so obi do honom a enye so wie oja ne na wie pe na aka ba no ne de bia esen hosa na uja onan wie na obegya onan kra ya wo befem ansa na west me gya onan no eno mpo ya asem ya eno ye friend hemorrhoid ye wo internal hemorrhoid wo de wo mu a wofo ani hunu ene ye wo external hemorrhoid eno so ba abonten na wodi wani ehunu Agbezo Herbal Clinic go ba wo machine a ye de be ye tester say ye internal one a ye be hu external no mpo de wa ma ye hunu mpo a ana yamfa machine ahempo eno de atua ho inti ye be hunu no simple inti se o hemorrhoid problem ukokobu epie timi se ukokobu no uja onan na se epie e de ba abonten na je se udi unsa epia ekoshim ansa na komu a pepa cho yade enye sa ena Onyankopon eboyen uja onan we wo se woto na nkasa etumi ekokoshim obi de wo honom kra ya amasese a wote honom a na esuso nsuo de to no etumi suso nsuo na pampan kra no hemorrhoid ena yes ade no hemorrhoid to me mu bi transia na wachia ontumi transia straight otumi chia obi sisi eno yade ai friend say hemorrhoid ena yes kokopo oya oba na kokobo wo so a ebechia osisi bema fawa ana bema ne we bibia ebeja severe pains ema severe waist pains nso it is a sa problem ya mabosu bia ba ko pene ayaresa bia eye kama ye we dry de bema wo bema sa hemorrhoid kokobo na akwa hye bibia wo hyehye no eye agbozo Herbal clinic Dr. Agbozo menchen ena oba obenya sa ayaresa no enti ayaresa bia no ye wo branches 3 Kumasi ye wo dichem so kwa mohwe me wa Ashanti region se kokobo problem hawo Kumasi uyo ba uya akoda uye bema na kokobo hawo obeba Kumasi dichem so main 5 old insurance junction ehoni ho ena o hwe me won kran ye wo kwashima ne ben kwashima chiefs palace na kwashima ne ben ahimfie no a ena tema so ye wo community 25 Savannah junction eho ene ho me pa cho o hwe screen so a ubu se numbers no ya hye de di kan no eye de eye akra number sa number yi ufreme anasa ufra nurse fo befa na omuni wakasa me ankasa utu ana mobile obaba behume na wa beka wasam akire me enti chiro number no na fatu honum na pay chira kwan e kwashiman enkra ha ye be ahimfie no a number na 0241 eni akra 0241 75 02 82 0241 75 02 82 eho ena ewo eno ye nkran ena wo ba Kumasi etoso mienu 0553 enti mo amohwe me wa Ashanti region wo Oboase wo Kumasi ehifa atonsu ebuakwa enyehin ehifa na wo hye dichem so tafu ehwa meduma pankron ni nyina mo de mani be kire main 5 old insurance junction baby a free baby no do airport runabout no bisa say ope baby Agbozo Herbal clinic ewo anase Kumasi dichem so main 5 old insurance junction udu one me yen nkramofo asore dan keto bi na edi hwe ni mu obetimi afre Kumasi number no so e was 0553 41 7752 eno e Ashanti region Kumasi ena mo amu tema Odumase krobo so manya afie nya ni nyina no mudi mani be kire community 25 Savannah junction yeni Def Track Estate eni edi hwe ni mu eho e 0557 40 26 96 0557 40 26 96 na mum nyame adom ochena ye hwe sa hemorrhoid papa enti all the branches ni ye hwe kwashiman ye start adwuma 7 o'clock tema 7 o'clock am Kumasi 7 o'clock am ni upon 5 pm enti ochena nyame adom ye tena se ni ahwe sa hemorrhoid papa eko na otwi we mu nyina no kokobo problems ye hwe wo ho ena de toso mienu ye prostate enlargement yi se ebia wanya prostate na odie no ma wodwonso ententem enumpo odie no de okogina hwan ma dwonso no entumi mma na wodwonso yo hu se ebia kam ewo wayase na wayase ayese eyo ya na ayekutu me pacho ni nyina prostate enlargement no na etumi yesa prostate ko ya ma dwonso tumi do din mo anka ho na ya dwonso ho na oba wakodu ono so de ya wo mu se dwonso no mpo no ema wodwonso yene bia sa kem eno ne ya prostate anase junso mu ha ba akoro no odruben na da oben menem no eya ye kese bra Agbozo Herbal de bia make us a prostate so we from the age of 30 ekwa e was so ta checking from time to time now so ene ya na ebubu ya so Agbozo gise ekọ junso na ntumi ama nsa na yakase ye ekọ hospital na se ekọ check obekọ no na ayep enlargement no ebe mu nso a na identity nsempi it is a prostate be how an person be check na hu be edu a from 0241 ene yankran Accra 0241 750282 so wo Medina Adenta baby a wo biara brief wo nyina mechia cham kofridua mechia wo biara mudi mo ne be kire kwashiman mo am wo ka soa baby am ben latabi okochi nyina mudi mo ne be kire kwashiman e ben kwashiman chiefs palace na enti sa Johnson no so ye problem a Agbozo sibra na wa mu wadru nanom na Johnson twa na emie na timi Johnson kama wa abra Philippine bi anko gina ho in waste time na yade bi ti se erectile dysfunction oye be ma na hwe mi ewiase ade ba ko ade bi ameka ne sem enye sika pe enema awade so na emom no se oye be ma na uru ewa awade nim se wase du anajo utimi perform ye bet no antumi a eno kra na misunderstand e de ba awade nim chense se be unyi akohoma enti sa woyɛ bɛma nko na wohwɛ me ana woyɛ abrantie me tu mrantie no fu wo kwa akɔware afi na wo pesika akɔware we kɔma mrantie na munya nware na afi na wo kɔware be pacho bra Agbozo Herbal clinic ne nhwɛ wa ho de wo mpem ye nye waduru ansa na wakɔware enye saa na ko wade wie ne wa anya de wo mpem a me pa acha we de ayi nyina de be wuka oba no ontumi ntina be ma wonya de wo mpem ho enti se wo ye be ma ya brante na person ko ware a bragbozo Herbal clinic ne hwe se o testosterone no ene wa ho de wo mpem no eye na beji eduru na ko yusu ma ho nya din na hormones no enrise ansa wakwa ware we ye futuo pa no wafa wo ye oba na infertility hawa me pa cho ni nyina de be bagbozo ana be ma why sperm analysis yes sperm from our no into me ma mo di nyina no mo di ma kire agbozo Herbal clinic me pa cho numbers ya me dey atodwi obetumi afreme me be no ya be kwanisa efise yetete abete ne yeche fa number na frame 0241 750282 eno ya akra Uwakra frame was 0241 750282. We are adjacent Kwashiman Chiefs Palace and as a Kwashiman KFC. Ye been traffic light ne pay. Kwashiman, we adjacent Kwashiman Chiefs Palace and as a Kwashiman KFC no ye been honum ube to me about udi biya miru nyina no bisa udu honum maybe ye sambot isi junction also traffic light or pay Agbozo Herbal Clinic upe chira enyena uko Kumasi or dichem so ube to me afre ho ye 0553 417752 mom fresh Sierra 0553 417752 and at my 0557 402696 Nyankopon ya adom ochra Agbozo Herbal Clinic trust ye adwuma from Monday ekokopim Saturday Sundays no after church me patch all kinds of sexual problems Agbozo yetinte from premature to erectile dysfunction bia onum BP drew onum diabetes drew enunti ama obe masem na say fa beja me Agbozo Herbal Clinic na Dr. Agbozo memma wa say nya strength in bed awo no nyina be ma ensuo tutu arthritis wa poso ama wa juju onan waposo untini no ya oya emu hwehwe rheumatism and arthritis aka no yi papa wa bra weda wi enyi ni nyina so de wani be kire Dr. Agbozo menchen na mema treatment kama me pa all kinds of problems here ma boy nyina and as all this problem ma boy nyina na Agbozo Herbal Clinic se fabra yen chen de be sa na mo mema na motor yes no man has an expiring date me pa se power tiase na uhu ye na so be ma wu pa de la yentiase da number no SI WhatsApp 0241 750282 ena Kumasi fo nyame admo chena eko nyina mo hya Kumasi dichem so May 5 Old Insurance Junction Dr. Agbozo mi wo hono mo 0553 41 7752 ena tema community 25 eno so mo frame na mo mra 0557 402696 Agbozo enye se utifie ne atumi asan yade na mmom no yade fie kire ne baaye enti mo a eni amabo mo sehwie nkurati emokwa Kumasi emobra na emole emoniche yaresa Kumasi sehwie nkurati mechia mo nkurati emobra na emole mawoto na ongoshe yekowabre Kumasi 0553 417752 and in 0241 750282 tema 0557 402696 Nyankopon ya adom ochina shia me na beji wa yare say eda so team same time next week ye message
okay ye better Dr. Agbozo asebebre mam konkwaja aboafo nkrato ba ko mienu miensa me ba me ho bia so ye to also
Medo, gana biana. O fa je bi aba besu en fita no pa e say baby shi. Manga shi.
Junior. Em senso na fu me bi die no.
Sister Coach pa. Eti woni gas.
I'm using the why. Why?
Down yankana wa.
Sister Coach. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient. And wow.
LPG, let me see your
Okay, it's here for now. Shafua Moshe TVXYZ TTA Power 97.9 FM. Yeah, crossover to the presidency. Yeah, Kofa a press conference on a national cathedral. It's Mayan Combra. Yeah, ba. You bet any inside politics and some whoina. Yeah, ba no Sunday Bujay me basisia.
Ghana cedis, which gives a variance of 4.9 million Ghana cedis, which as of now remains unexplained. Payment records show that 87,938,750 cedis was paid by the Ministry of Finance between 26 September 2018 and 25 November 2019. Subsequently, the Office of the President made two payments. One which was 29,664,845.29 Ghana cedis on 19 February 2021, and another 369,060 Ghana cedis on 5th March 2021, bringing the presidency's total contribution to 30,033,906 Ghana cedis. Combined, these payments amount to 117,972,656 Ghana cedis received by the firm. Variations in contract amounts with Rebadi JV. The formal executed agreement with Rebadi JV puts the contract sum at 261,965,660 million US dollars, which is exclusive of taxes and levies. However, the Office of the President confirms a higher figure of 286,465,660 US dollars, which gives a difference of $24.5 million from the officially signed agreement. Additionally, the progress status report as of August 2024 quotes a contract sum of $268,500,000 US dollars, while interim payment certificates or IPCs submitted for payment estimates the final contract value at $283,230,489 US dollars. These inconsistent figures, spanning from the legally binding agreement to the reported progress and payment claims, point to a lack of coherence and clarity in the contract administration and project cost control. Now, differences in payments and outstanding amounts owed to the Nehemiah Group. The audit also draws attention to notable discrepancies in the financial transactions between the government of Ghana and the Nehemiah Group, a consultant on the National Cathedral project. According to the Office of the President, a total of 4,281,702.59 US dollars has been paid to the Nehemiah Group. However, the Nehemiah Group confirms receiving 4,341,702.59 US dollars, indicating the difference of 60,000 US dollars that remains unaccounted for. More concerning is the wide variation in the amounts both parties claim are outstanding. While the Office of the President indicates an outstanding balance of $1,851,528 US dollars, the Nehemiah Group states that only $155,616.23 US dollars remains unpaid, a difference of nearly 1.7 million US dollars. These inconsistencies point to significant lapses in contract and payment reconciliation processes, and they call for immediate investigation to uphold transparency and fiscal responsibility. Procurement irregularities and discrepancies in contract sums in relation to Sir David Ajayi and Associates. The audit report also uncovers serious procurement irregularities in the engagement of Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited as lead consultant for the National Cathedral project. Between 26 September 2018 and 7 June 2019, a total of 15,738,750 Ghana cedis was paid to Sir David Ajayi well before the formal agreement was signed on 20th August 2019. This payment also preceded the approval of the contract sum of 5,850,000 Ghana cedis by the Public Procurement Authority, raising red flags about non-compliance with established procurement protocols. Furthermore, the appointment of the firm was done through sole sourcing, a method that demands strict justification and prior approval under Ghana's procurement laws. These actions represent a clear breach of procurement procedures as outlined in Section 41 and 2 of the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663, as amended by Act 914, and raise serious concerns about transparency, value for money, and adherence to due process in the award and execution of public contracts. Further concerns arise from the audit findings regarding the contract with Sir David Ajayi and Associates Limited for the National Cathedral project. First, portions of the total contract value, specifically the mobilization fee of $1.5 million and the use aftercare component of $1,187,500 were included in the payment schedule, but lack any detailed breakdown or explanation for their composition, raising questions about the basis and justification for these sums. Moreover, there is a discrepancy of $861,000 in the mobilization fee figures. While the Office of the President confirms a payment of only $89,000, a letter from Sir David Ajayi and Associates dated 13th August 2020 states that $950,000 was received as mobilization, a gap that requires urgent clarification. Additionally, David Ajayi is reported to have undertaken extra work estimated at $12,430,221 under variation orders 1, 2, and 3, covering major design changes, including a 350-seater restaurant, a museum extension, and a Bible museum. However, these additions were not captured in the original signed contract, indicating a failure to formally regularize significant scope changes before making payments regarding these additions. Questionable payments and overlapping roles involving the Nehemiah Group and Associates. The audit exposes troubling findings concerning the contractual relationship with the Nehemiah Group, represented by Mr. Karisamis and other associated entities. The agreement between the National Cathedral Secretariat and the Nehemiah Group, initially signed for a one-year term beginning 9th March 2020, was subject to renewal on agreements of the parties. The renewal was never done. Despite this, payments of the Nehemiah Group continued, amounting to $523,521, a clear violation of contract governance protocols. Furthermore, the Nehemiah Group confirmed receiving $110,630.56 for organizing fundraising events in Houston and New York, all in the United States, purportedly aimed at securing support from external investors. Strangely, these events yielded no tangible results in terms of donations or investment, raising serious concerns about the prudence of this expenditure and the absence of performance-based accountability. Even more troubling is the overlap in responsibilities and associated costs between the Nehemiah Group and Kubik Maltby, a subcontractor. Although the Nehemiah Group was assigned coordination and oversight roles during phase 1 of the project, Kubik Maltby was separately contracted for the same project management and coordination services at a cost of $592,500. This figure represents approximately 87% of the total $675,000 paid to the NEMA group over the same period, indicating a clear case of paying two entities for the same work where it was unclear which of them was actually doing the work and which was taking government money for free. This apparent lack of clarity and delineation of responsibilities reflects poorly on project oversight and resource management. Additionally, reimbursable expenses amounting to $24,498.17 were paid to the NEMA group for items completely unrelated to construction oversight. These include costs that fall outside the intended scope of their engagement, further compounding concerns over inefficiency, a lack of accountability, and the effective use of public resources on this project. Unsubstantiated loan transaction with JNS Talent Center Limited. The audit report also highlights a deeply concerning financial transaction involving JNS Talent Center Limited, a company owned by Reverend Kwesi Boateng, a member of the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. A letter dated 26 August 2021 from the Executive Director of the National Cathedral Secretariat requested a loan of 2.6 million Ghana cedis from JNS Talent Center. However, no loan agreement was cited to establish the terms, conditions, interest rates, or repayment obligations of the facility. Despite this glaring omission, the amount was subsequently repaid to JNS Talent Center Limited using project funds. The absence of a formal agreement raises serious red flags regarding transparency, due diligence, and potential conflict of interest. Let me turn attention to irregularities in donation records, documentation, and internal controls. The audit report was also, the audit report has also revealed worrying administrative and financial irregularities surrounding donations, documentation, and internal governance at the National Cathedral Secretariat. Notably, a total of 38,294,693 Ghana cedis in mobile money transactions remain unreconciled due to failed or unsuccessful transfers. These transactions could not be validated with any external party, casting significant doubts on the reliability of reported donation figures and the integrity of the donation management system. Furthermore, inconsistencies were identified in the 2021 records of donations received through the short code and Momo Pay ID platforms. The trial balance showed a variance of 42,791 Ghana cedis for short code receipts and 72,944 Ghana cedis for Momo Pay ID receipts when compared to the corresponding donation schedules. Notably, no such records were made available for 2022 and 2023, raising questions about the continuity of record keeping and transparency. In addition, lapses in internal controls were identified. The oath of secrecy documents required of procurement committee members was neither signed nor dated, containing only the names of members, a clear deviation from standard corporate governance practices. Equally troubling is the failure of management to produce supporting documents for several transactions, including board secretary expenses, office costs, and accommodation for a symposium hosted by the Biblical Museum of Africa. Out of a total of 949,847 Ghana cedis, an amount of 292,681 Ghana cedis remains unsupported. Unsupported expenditures and weak financial oversight in financial year 2022. The audit report for the 2022 financial year uncovers a troubling pattern of poor accounting practices, unsupported expenditures, and lapses in financial oversight at the National Cathedral Secretariat. A key example involves accommodation payments from Mr. Karisames who was lodged at the Movenpick Hotel from 16th to 28th February 2022 at a cost of 18,500 Ghana cedis. However, only 4,976 Ghana cedis was recorded in the books, with no documentation accounting for the remaining 13,524 Ghana cedis, which was reportedly a refund issued by the hotel but not traceable in the financial records. Additionally, a trip to the United States by Dr. Paul Opoku-Mensah and Reverend Kusi Boateng cost a total of 28,433.60 Ghana cedis, drawn from the Fidelity USD account on 12 October 2022. Strangely, despite this prepayment, a separate approval of $20,504.95 for the same trip was later granted by the Chief of Staff on 18th October 2022, raising concerns about duplicated approvals and a lack of coordination in financial planning. Further issues include payments totaling $17,000 made under accountable interest without supporting documentation, covering hotel accommodation, which was $15,000, internal transportation of $1,000, and incidentals of another $1,000 for 2 unnamed officials. The absence of receipts or accountability for these funds suggests weak internal controls. Moreover, a memo from the head of operations authorized 20,000 Ghana cedis for payments to bloggers and media houses. However, there was no evidence of approval from the Director of Finance and Administration. While 14,700 Ghana cedis was disbursed, no documentation exists to confirm whether the remaining 5,300 Ghana cedis was refunded. Lastly, the Secretariat paid 117,180 Ghana cedis, equivalent to $18,000 at a rate of 6.51 Ghana cedis at the time, to the board secretary in January 2022 to rent accommodation. Yet again, there was a lack of supporting documentation to substantiate the purpose, duration, or approval basis for this payment. Non-compliance with the law in the composition of the procurement committee. The audit report revealed that the National Cathedral of Ghana project violated Section 20 and the first schedule, that is Category B, of the Public Procurement Act 2023, Act 663, as amended by Act 914, in the establishment of its procurement committee. The committee, as constituted, failed to meet the legally mandated composition, including the absence of the key statutory members required by law. In addition, the roles of chairperson and secretary were improperly designated, contrary to the clear provisions of the Act. This non-compliance undermines the legitimacy of documentation of procurement decisions taken by the committee and raises serious questions about the integrity and legality of the procurement processes executed under its authority. Now, in view of the above, which rock the very foundation of the project and the work of the secretariats and raise serious questions about the use of public funds, President John Dramani Mahama has directed that the following steps be taken. 1. The National Cathedral Secretariat, which used to operate from here at the presidency, stands dissolved as of 1st May 2025. Now, the National Cathedral Ghana was registered as was registered limited by guarantee. In view of that, the Attorney General has been directed to take legal steps to ensure the dissolution of the Board of Trustees, and we expect that to be done in the coming days. Now, 3, the President has ordered that in the interest of transparency and accountability, the Deloitte and Touche audit reports will be published immediately after this briefing. So we will share copies with you, media men present, and we'll also put it out on various portals and social media handles so that the public can access it and review the contents for themselves and see whether the claims that some individuals have been exonerated is borne out by the contents of the report. Now, despite the damning findings contained in the Deloitte audit report, it does not cover the full scope of operations of the National Cathedral Secretariat and the project itself. The Auditor General has therefore been requested to commission a forensic audit into the National Cathedral project and the activities of the Secretariat. Now, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice has also been asked to take lawful steps to ensure the termination of the contract to prevent further costs and losses to the state. As I indicated, because of how lopsided the contract is, even as the contractor has ceased work at the site from March 2023 to date, he still continues to accrue payments. And we find that this will impose significant costs on the state. And therefore, President Mahama has ordered the Attorney General to take legal steps to terminate this lopsided contract so that we save on costs that will accrue to the state. Now, after the forensic report, after the forensic audit, decisive action will be taken regarding any impropriety determined and the future of the project itself. I must indicate that the National Cathedral project is one of the many cases being investigated under the oral initiative. And once the forensic audit findings become available, they will add onto the body of evidence that will be looked into. And based on the determination that is made in terms of any act of impropriety, persons responsible will be held accountable. Now, I thank you for your attention. I would at this stage take questions that you may have concerning what I have just presented or any matter relating to the National Cathedral. Thank you very much. Yeah, please step forward and ask your question. Yeah.
I want to ask, with all these evidences available and still asking for a forensic audit, do we have any timelines that the Attorney General should be completing his work? Thank you.
Well, it's the Auditor General that will lead the forensic audits. They will do it in an expeditious manner, even though no specific timeline has been imposed on them. But they have expertise and the capacity to carry this out within reasonable time. Once that is completed, further action will be taken against any individuals who are found to have been culpable in the misuse of public funds. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Maxwell Agboba. I work with Joy FM and Joy News. My question is about the future of the project. In recent times, we've seen publications that the National Cathedral will be converted into a National Cultural Convention Center. I want to get clarification on this. Is it a decision the government has taken or not?
Absolutely not. President Mahama has not taken any such decision. What it is that the 24-hour Secretariat received a proposal from an entity regarding what they believe the site can be used for. But no such decision has been taken by President Mahama on the subject. And as I indicated, once the forensic audit comes in and all the matters at play are clearly understood, a firm decision will be taken on the future of that site.
Thank you. My name is Julius. I write for the Ghanaian Times. Honorable, was the audit able to tell how much the churches have contributed? Because at the beginning we were told it's going to be funded by the churches. Are we able to know how much the churches have contributed? Thank you.
We know that the significant amounts of money, indeed, hundreds of millions of Ghana cedis, precisely $97 million of public funds have gone into this project. It is unclear at this stage how much money the churches or other individuals have contributed, but that will be unearthed by the forensic audit that will be carried out. And as I indicated, to the extent that evidence of wrongdoing is established against anybody, action will be taken in that regard. If there are any more questions, I would take them. Otherwise, we call it a day. All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Now, let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, edu maybe crana, me bano timide, or maybe gumi so weekend. Hey, remember. I don't think I'm catching you say, yeah, no medi garlic capsules. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi garlic capsules. Yes, medi garlic capsules.
Medimosis garlic capsules. Boa mamo jadini paduanimu efusani ye. Na esiesie obani berima mahona wodin. Ubenya edui bi ato omanyimu pharmacy store fryer 050-349-4885. Edui enye mamofra enye ndi fiedu apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis. Who ni how FDA ajije din kratuwe atu.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Yekoya ya sign abba ye de ani tremu wo eye presidency yekofa eye press briefing na on eye national cathedral nti honorable eye Felix Fosukwache ono na odebreye ono no ye in charge of government communication wache tremu bibia etumi atodino na ye babio ma na ye tua nkomodie no so his excellency John Dramani Mahama odine nyam kopie mo eye Ashanti region. Thank you tono make us say any job na woko eye Kumase baby say krofu mu ni ade a mba omoto ade wodwom no omodi omani di sem atudwa na enigye omwo ma John Dramani Mahama baye akwanya wafaso ma eye Ashanti region mpuntu etumi aba no samba ye bia ka ho momenkotie edwomfo mba kan sempa pa fa ho a na ekese no kre wo ye adwuma ye ntie mra
am na fire before you can't come out at the what to say. So better than my hanging never trauma. Obey Ghana. Obey Sidney my hanging never trauma. If you say Kufadwa, I had Diana Bayan. When see
last time about proof from me, I mean, better than Como. On crack, I say, or no, the day, or my can once say, be president, Tibo, Momeshe. Then Mahama buy or surprise her. Teniati. When you answer, that's the young I don't believe in.
Emma about swab Betty, was saying, come on to you, Mobile, and passes your Gideon and Musu saw Baye. And I said, what about Sean Quan, dear? Wabaye. It's yes, you did when we had to see the band pipe, Bobby Tarnachi. Say, I didn't one can come myself, but be less cut me be shabia. And I didn't family, no family, gentlemen, yeah, blow I saw by Joe be and Toby. But we say, Joe, Mahama, I beg, I say, why no other shoe. Yeah, me, I will see Joe, I miss swag on a make all no friend, sir. What's all baby gamma? And yes, I know, yeah. Mamma, the office door. What's Rasso, Copy Muda? Baby, your mamma, Timmy buy a pie, a guy and a quiet, a crom phone, quite. Mamma, Bamo, Bayama, and hey, and Yajiba, Mamma, you are no one elko. Now, ya fasa akwanya so da wase se ya de kokko motipeja oba na so de akpapa ji yen na oji ya bato no tumu na woka che ya sese ya do ba baba bedi amapeni na maye yani ya do ba ye yani ya akoma mutuodo so na abetimi aye etine nyame do ba ye ebetire mi tira senta ka kageti aka se ye ma me baisa wo yine dia ba no anya kopa ye wa dom mai won so ba no e baba benya 25 years awo amabu ya wona na dia ya be ko no ase chance wo wa dwempa wo wa koma pa atam me se be ya dwuman e papa tanya me fa ne kransie efi ho bi amahu die ye bedi fo ya de ba ho ne ya kasa ho obi amua ye eti na mi nua be ma mi wura ma de nya wa ba asante e mai bo afo ye wura sa tutu bo afo ye wura na hema bo afo edwa bia ye na hema dia ye se wo sa wo de oni abehuni eni manim ya ba ya ma ye na fa hye ye wura eni na hema eni asante mani monyam na wa ba to na asante na nyina hu ye hu se woni nipa nyame ayu aba betimi abo asante man ya da wase e wo liema a wo ye Crofobia ba 8 years o ma ntimi aye until ada ho acha no na le American is say enka ye mepemu dia kameka say 4 years ele so a satina so na ye dwadifo ye beto ama wo
enti eni samo hwe eye enkomhwe any asama ye nhrasamo mo kagu His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so nyame na meka asantu manto ye maame mo o mudi dwa no mo trese kofu bi by 8 years o mo ehunhwe na my His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye pen no sabe ye bioma mo mo na bradwe na ntiase so o mo say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama odi nanum nyam kopie mu godwane mu no kra no ama honhom sunsum etumi aba asem na maame ne kan mama emfa ntra wasa o mu odu o say oboru adwanum no ama ye sunsum bi ewura adwanum mu na nado de wensi hoda na nado ensi hoda ba omi ensi hoda we Ghana nia over to you and yes say or ye president no office keke obehye suit no Oba ene mo mebedin kita ho ti ono mo din komo ti dwom ahema no so nsam mo ka sa na tie enye mampani bi etwem ko embre bi so ko no constituency no ye me MPO o mampani bi etwem ko kromfuna na ka cheme no waye MP pay o se obkom se Nicola mama nka din ba ko se obi ade nana o ko se nana we no aye we o se me ba TV so ma hu mi ana it is no TV so na no baba nti de etene no emba maybe a dream and some gubamba so aye ba na ye bedi eho enkomo ye honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashama onye ni wa ha ye nyina ye no ye acting executive director at the complementary education agency papa ye ofie ha ye friend bia na no matter no many position wo adwuma ye de ahye ne nsa ekwan wo ho de a obeje peni e de aba o se ken me manti time bia mbe frame bia no me ye adwuma ana se me ye free kakra de a meba na ye di nkomo me man so hu dwumadi a me di wo man mo odi ne nim de anase ne nyum nya mebepiem ha ye bedi enkomo sa so na ye nua chachas wa ye late obaba no so ye be hu no ono na wokọ bono regional ono no ye deputy research officer ono so bono region nti ekuku dami na nde meni omo ebedi enkomo Daniel Kwesi Ashama honorable ha osaye former member of parliament ma buem ye veteran Kamsana Abdul Razak Chachas deputy director of research Bronha for NDC ono so honorable mame mo akwaba na bibia boko de
bibia de boko
ejumo
yeguso
ye den yeguso matese opie mu ho sesi anema esesapa emim se ye be research ma complementary education agencies are research pa
wa so meka research ku no pa dia enu na ebe
obi aso awaye nkateboni wo ho no eyi o mo afima bibia tumi akọ
ampara
fine ejuma mai
boko Nicholas nyanko ponti miti ha miti mekase meniaji
yes
isenia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama amamonu esiko and this is what we've prayed for and this is what we are working for all the appointees. I congratulate you including myself. I didn't make us assemble. Say ye fananado Busuminsia Oba Kunjasu. Edi compare His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Busuminsia. Meaning there has not been any major scandal in His Excellency's governance. And I mean bompa say onyankopon on fire nko enim jojosa. The difference is clear. Where you see the citizens of this country, bon sema omampenya otia kunjaso. Bon sem ediamane juma pa oyen. That is the reset changer ebagana. In the first months of Nanado's government, Ubeka 5 million liters scandal.
Yes.
Inti sese omunya shase no mudi koronu edia shase. Enunti na abanu be wia na Ghana foni nyina atwa jajo. Omu humia enseso ejuma gu sikasema sei petro wosro inde MPP fo ankasa mweni age. Obi tumi gina social media so ekase mi manto amba ama His Excellency John Dramani ba senia ne djuma no siti pa de so kosuye no saa 2028 mesa to abama NDC obidum krase onsantena ho enye ye NDC for na eka o MPP for na eka minua enu ni menije kese ene se yeti ha no abanya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama edienim no Ghana for a bon sem edimano. And unti mesre all the appointees, just as we have begun, let us continue and end it that way. Because Nicholas Cathedral said in 2028 elections, now me need that one say we are going to use governance, proper governance to campaign. Proper governance should be on the ballot. Ye be to me be some people for say. Mu buy no. Ye. Mu di sika se mu di kosi cathedral. Cathedral no mu siye. Akoda ni krono asem. Mu buy no keno foreta mu minister of finance amwe yi no se wa ben no. Ye MPP fra kunjasu no inde wa Johnny Africana. That alone should tell Ghanaians say NDC for kase nanadwa amamu amamu boni bia yahuda ewo memunu. That is the witness case. Ye kan ho asem. Nipa to me twi sika SML sika ni bibia essay. Na yankasa ene yeti ho ye petro eti say. MPP for to me be catch say we are see inflation ni exchange rate emba from that. Today it has changed. That tells you that we have serious brains, critical brains at work. Nyansanu juma. One say my betina hada bina mi fife Professor Mate. So si nyansafo na afe na nyansafo na nkasa aba. Na wona na Professor Mate ni da so say mo no mo ye nyansafo no omo ba no krono nkwa no mbe boy. Yes. They stole our money. Meaning, say, baby, as a can say, Obisan, Cheremini power, Missy Kona Coffee balance sheet from 120 billion. Mahama Jama 2016. Nanado Piansa de could do 700 billion. Onunkwa Bobusambe over 600 billion. And some Bisanisa Senka 600 billion where ye di Juma. In Kahifa na ye kwa Kochi Mustafa Hamid say. We be 280 million. Easy. Onunkwano musi krono kwaina omafasa 280 million. And this is for muma we nyina adisia. It shouldn't happen to us because Ghanaians need leadership. The Black Star of Africa needs leadership. People should come to us. They should come and learn from us. Not about stealing, but about good governance. And that is what we expect from everybody. It is just by the grace of God. And we are praying for our brothers who have not yet gotten appointment. So Amen. We want to lead with that spirit. Yes. Yes. Manin Koyati say, Yanu Yanu, yes. Yamasranu. I'm sure Yankupo be at Kamima Pessimima prophecy. Into Bamasranu. Amen. Say Unyankupo on be quite and Fama Ubia. Because Bia Susutama Minya quite na. So I know what they are going through. But Omuma Jide and Taumachi. Yes. Yes. It is true. Yes.
Abdul Razak Chacha Susuaha, or Deputy Director of Research, Bono Region NDC, and Mamano Swakwaba. Bibi Abokode, Bono Mantum to say.
Yes, Nipa Boni, you was in Yankupon and Century, Century, be a new chance at departure. Tiadiachi, Ayati, Haidi, Alhamdulillah. And then better governance is happening. But from a research agenda, Yejuma, Internal Global Info Analytics say about 74% of Ghanaians say. Don mama manage economy ye. Must near me koye. The way in a trade Don mama endorsement amount for the amount. Yaka economy and near me koye. No one is ye discarding. And that make us say economy obotomo. In the fuel near to 1 gallon 100 Ghana city. In the fuel swati about 54 Ghana cities. Yeah, the 48 Ghana city, 46 Ghana city. A shake Ghana for bottom. Then call the to fuel no. And then about the bottom. And that make ya tell all affairs of 15%. Sunyane na gawfa car free or is a new doma edi kukruma. Ya jo 5 cedi. And then yamia da uruma ya tiso about 4 cedi. 1 cedi no and that is your bottom. It tells you ye disike shaman for bottom and the cedi na nya hondi. The cedi na ya brante. Ye jama bi mu 4 Ghana cedi. Omo tamu ya ko 17 Ghana cedis. And there, Yamiada Urma Yatiaba 11 Ghana cities. It should tell you that John Dramani Mama or the Sike Shaman Vobutu or say betting tax. you tena munye nya adwuma nye no ehu hia se me aban utwa beta no mate 10% wudi 100 cedi amese ma fa 10 cedi
ko me ne company no mete company
no nti adenti na wo se me jo mama se munji musika nhye mu botom nti odi sika hye boys no e botom ama ewe e-levy wo se watwam abolish ewe and that ye de e wono abumu ministry no fee stress say jo mama tua school kwala 26,000 say nursing training teacher training college university or trio school fees abai nipa be na betuma wo nipa 26,000 o si me trio mu ni na mu school fees ehun hia so ma me be ton ntoma ehun hia so ma me be bobosia o si me training na bi mu dey 3,000 4,000 o training nara abai papa abba things are working in this country and then small honorables assembly members obi 30 million obi 2,300 and the assembly my dear yakono ayehwiam because aban papa
go for brutal
what is it and then wamana yakono wamana yehwiam first assembly mas minyahwe nedie waje 1,003 omaje 26,000 asho mu bottom and obi ade bi ade asho 2,600 rather and then yema yeden koso and the gas 14.5 kg now ko failure na 285 Ghana John Dramani Mahama Teso and about 180 Ghana cedis. It should tell you said John Mahama here.
Bia me obi ko to obi obojo na me nim say akwa no na me tiase na be bisa na asem obi aso ba was na 280
yes
enti na ko from
John Dramani Mahama di sika samo obojo that is should tell you say and then yema here adwuma man dey we first open 1 million safer businessmen omuko Cote d'Ivoire ne baby omudi safer open 1 million safer udi 250,000 echo ayat can 250 million
25
and then John Dramani Mahama Dauruma otam 10,000 otimya 1 million safer.
Wow.
Aban papa ba ye disika shama fu botom that is governance I don't know if na mambo nya mambo ni dede nya mambo ni dwane a hantan abanye ye enye slogans ni ye atu edi ni atu edi ye nya advert ye campaign but ubon sa manfo temamufo ni masesa ni mekoyie and the energy sector electricity jira so omu ka se omu di dum so ba be hye John Mahama ko nyame adawruma John Dramani Mahama light ni jira so shram o ka na anu kwasi de ye omu di tro se nationwide dum so
light
omu si dum the whole country
ever dum in the CM dum Mada Cynthia Abdulrazak chachas na yetin nkano honorable say thank you to him say me no ha ya hwebi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kopie mu Asante mantom yehwe ensema mbai kan ya idwoma hema ne adensema omaka ebradwe nti ase so thank you to oti nchamo mwanyamo de okay. So far, on the church has the bono man to His Excellency go PM ho. Yendidi hu nkomo kakra. Bosha horo so hye dia obetumi ayama ye friends man to mu no. Yentio. Na ya hwe.
Nicholas. On se makacho say niemi hu ewo NCDs ama meni agi na meni aso. Ye fra wo mampanyia. Wadwuma butake se da so ni se. Uhwe se wo mamba omuni ji ewo edwuma bia omuyem ekuafo ni ji ahyenkafo ni ji edwadifo ni ji minia se eye ekua wo mam ama na adoso a uti sa no bae no hifa na selva ko say market inti uhwe ekuafo a na wa hwe dwum for one omudidwa enu na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ediakodru Ashanti mem ene endra ena all share mu bose mu marketa ewa hanu
enrich
that was Wednesday yeah. Me ba be wie market no se wu mami ana unuaba ana unuaba ma biti hwa se na ni beje enu ni nieye hu wo TV so se oye campaign okwa Ashanti mem akosho mu bose mi ba mbeba beye se no oko thank you to eno saka chon se emprempren ya ye beba beye next year by this time no obewie minia edie na ye fe echenweyi so you see the women when na ye binumu ka se ye nuanum Asanteman otikoko so mba mentina ho enka nkyere me se wudie ye de MPP di twa ofuma Do that right. Because once a man be eka kra say ye die mu kra ba ya one be yeshi one ba akra one nantiafa. Look at how they let the place. Intinu, this is what we are looking for. The new resetting agenda of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC government. This is what we are looking for. And until me there baby mekobia me catch NDC appointees say. No person say me when these appointees deeper. You see, handle every Ghanaian as a citizen of Ghana. MPP for the muya. Uba no matter we demu NDC ni we kra oyedie unkrofesu sisa no mu say man for jumano. That is not leadership. That is not leadership, and we should not toe that line. Let us open opportunity for everybody as a Ghanaian. Na onye we are Messasre. Unim say His Excellency minim say bi amu ye ho adwuma mum. Those hospitals are wasisi wasanti mema ewi amunya amfanya fiama na asa pro no. We need to rehabilitate them so that the people over there can get health services so close to them. And some say omusa eba akra intermediate yebeda omanpenyase ada NDC fasi. Thank you to her air cost minina say endra no moko western ande western anamunya endra no moko
Wednesday no call.
That's right.
No Andrea so call.
That's right. Hozu me ba mati say nursing allowance ni nasema ko pia ye tua ma omu. What is beautiful than this? Say omanpenyi betumi atena se na odwen wanfa sika nkoto VAT ne akonja mfa nchi omaimu otua sa VAT sika eni nkonja yesa high driver ye top petrol buka mu ye bie air conditioning nyina no nanka etua school nkoda bi na teacher or nursing training allowances nanado wanye sa eno ni so na mu no kasasa no ka wakabrofo sa no ntino pambo se ya hwe horo finfin wotwe nanado kasa eno ni kasa otumi kosa kodada otumfo e ka kiro otumfo se nana won se mi ba konja so de Ashanti memu na maba mpren kono sa 9 times na kire se intimi bi se nanado se u visit me no na kire se odomi u visit me wo dan ya na mi market amimba tima enyunu en na kire se odomi u visit me ekwan no enye en na kire se odomi Ashanti memu jejereje. You see, it is time for us to look for leadership, but not ethnicity or political affiliation. Nepa obeye ni hiao edimao sena wuni wumba susube tumia diyenu. These are the things we are looking for. Nepa obe tumia shese ubako square obe tumia buanu se eni botomukra aban se metumia buaumba. These are the people we are looking for. And nunti na midemi botani se 2028. What should be on the ballot is good governance and leadership. Provide proper leadership. Mama me kasa amfa adisi huwa ha. Se adisi oye nipa bonipa oti ho no o printisi kama na nado. Look at what Esiama is doing today. The magic Esiama abrofuka kachre ye said tio abrofuka what we are doing is not sustainable. Is that not it? But we are saying that it is sustainable.
Okay.
Obrofu nyanyami. Abrofu no mu nyanyami. When they sit down at their comfort, catcher say, "Nyeni ya by control sikani wenu is not sustainable." We are telling them it is sustainable. Ghana is the only country in the world that have friend Gold Coast. With our gold, we catch sustainable. We are not printing money. We are digging our gold. The dollars no dia be go. And one thing was to say that didn't because me call Juma $1 million. Me call China $1 million. Dollars no go. Our gold is working. Intine brofu kanu omunkano munko na nyankupo hatasuru onim say what we are doing today is sustainable and let that sustainability embua omanu na yenko yenim na yentua ye kai di nyina na nado amamo boni kai wa beja no nyankupo hatasuru bebua Mahama na ya tua kan nyina na ya ye kwanu ye onaba boja kosu potwo se wokrom fili na ye driver let us feel that comfort at the end of the day. Say, yeah, Kofi Port will be now. Last me come from na me tia breaks not know Agboja Krafa odada. Why ask for Tagusu. Na me tia break not know Agboja. Into baby Fabia Maya comes say Agboja ba. Agboja. That is what we are looking for. The health sector, the education sector. Me papa Haruna Idrisu or catch Ghana for say by Augustine Sala essential exams boni a teacher for tra MPP for we are sika do tum ni na 19 dem mu she coat omu se mpanyifo ntaka sasa ba do tum no mwade eboni o oni ndapo on essential sika we nu enu na meka inde wa ko she coat so be the president o ma jinkoda essential exams sika no mu afele omu no mu saji omu fele tambia omu fele o sa ko twa obetua no mu jisika no dio nka yen bisa do tum se u ba be di president we sa sika no di koto he na nka ye pesa sika no ahwe be dia u di koto ye omu di ahwe omu hu nde no mu se omu di be di president na onyankopo wo soro de onim se Ghana de ye be koye nim yo e wo do enu ntiasem etiefo ye da nwase
medasi honorable Kwesi Ashama mamenko Abdul Razak chacha so chacha sientio
kinigu mampa akwanye na menchia watiefo pa abi Charles terrible tailor osunyane or a fantastic viewer of your studio we or sorry I know the atoso or no the fantastic viewer
tailor man no
mamenchia jago wallahi also one way this wa omuni na ehwe osunyane phone na salute
one way mamenchia KD mo your treasure
yeah KD yeah let's have this say na machi obombe wasaki kanda parliament jo la kota ya chiamuni nara on say kinigo unim de ntia Ghana former MPP 41.7% no
ko wenim
that be 38 41.7 fail 41.7 omusu ni omuban ntira yemo 41.7 sa kwalanka wa ku school na yesi kwotrewa exams unya 41.7 achese worry nipa 2 million anto aba mom uko eho or the say voter region omu ni one single or the say representative uko oti omu ni bi uko or the say upper east omu ni bi upper west omu ni bi a political party like MPP Ghana for reject you Ghana for pomomo because of
no cramo ya dey say one penaka
12 constituencies ya momo one ukwa hafwa ya momo one na mo gidi nyina bunu east ya momo one me say people on party na gu
2028 o meeting
party na tantan sa abronye na numa asem party na ya tan sa abronye si da abronye ho ofete no sa na MPP party ni sitie I'm telling you I hunya kono je a hantan minim incompetence bon abai ye adwuma sei abai bon ho modern things are happening in this country enyem wanwa Ashanti region adwoma makoye what the adwomfo manika what the amount for kan na nado danko akufado dwane a hantanti okwa Ashanti region kwa bere omuso makwan nye ojasa nado na gaze wan force obi aso omonto abama no wose man force mo pa ma monto ma mizuro a president who talk like this ultimate cassette o stronghold so one for so obi aso on to abama omo de aduane food suppliers aye de ma or the school kwala omo school mu na abaya de omo kasa ma omo dwatire hye na omo ko regional minister honum se omo kwa kodan ne ka ogina bronsan so na o hwe omo pampam se ya na o se mo former sem film so this is arrogance John Dramani mama me say John Dramani mama bi obeku bia ne nsano ntwereye e wo ho no
yo
ne nsano kejetia market fantastic Rotary Park fantastic Tafo market fantastic John mama ye djuma enti ba bi obeku bia en handwriting he John mama me say he ne record in Ashanti region uni say John Dramani mama now Mary power plant na ye di na tem ne dey see Ashanti region power e die pa na MPP vo betima kase Oma yama Ashanti region change on Dramani mama. Hwe ni projects o janu ho ni na. Osi KJTF phase 2 obetwaso. Or the big push $10 billion no also the scale be shame ama second phase no a man timi aye don form man nsem bi o mo say presidency fo ni nyina ba. But obi antimi wura am be chiaye. John mama ahobrase. A humble president. The grassroots man, a transformational man. He's a man of experience. He's a man who is so humble to the earth.
obowura ho chiachia dwumvo mai eti omanum asem enti o say oba be KJTF phase 2 regardless whoever started o say Ghana sika enti me nka say we na ye na say we na ye o say eyamo musika me de be ye adwuma amam hotom to see KJTF phase 2 obeto so me interchange o so obeto so Confro market o so oba be Mamponte market o so be Afari Military Hospital so me Sewa Hospital Confro Anochi Teaching Hospital Maternity and Children's Block o so oba be nina rehabilitation of Baba Yara Sports Stadium wo de hwa Ashanti region hwa Kotoko fans omo hwa football industry ni de ye wa Ashanti region MPP about ma ba better so 8 years me say MPP about we Ghana for abato no omoto ye no I say ahinsem bi adesua bi so na waye den na wayi afiri so we as wo enye ye wo me no tradition no me MPP ni me say ni hwe ye say de komo gia ne mame enye se bia me support ha ana me support ha MPP aban a disappoint Ashanti region o mama sebi otumfo me koto o ma gotumfo ni mase ndiro otumfo ka se matumfo dem ana masa pie na me de me sa ba betumfo biem akwala ye tunfo dem ma esen betunfo abonti biem no problem enu ntina o de say former president Kufuor say Nanadu Danko Akufo-Addo e so ochiri no hyase no pe Ghana for achew enti asabi say omuso mba be hold a big rally atonement rally no ma pe Ghana for ni na achew Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the data man nipa want me enti enye me won say John Dramani Mahama ni na NDC aban unim say as 2020 near 3 seats in Ashanti region out of 47 seats near 3 and that make us say you were 11 seats in Ashanti region. But say adanse asukwa get yamo seat no. You really seat ni da. It should tell you say John Dramani Mahama ni NDC aban aya kono we came to serve. We came to help. But in that make us say yeah do I make sure so obiara benya ne chafa and the 6 months and e di aban mu. So won ena madwuma ya ye ene niam ya ye ntino. Amanfo kra dwi bi ni say as a Jomam wodi 2 years because what boduma amana bro expectation
easy
aburu pa so ti eya say utwa what you have said Jomam ya adwuma 2 years but eya oban a oye war prepare hwe Nanadu Danko we so di 40 years and a prepare so di president 40 years or the 8 years akuye dreams youth na ku school omanya vision no omanya safo na omudi be unlock omu destiny omu ba ya no mbesisa safo na ye tikroma ti said ye honorable kai na ye timi de akonya asi or say air condition kam ne de achiri kroma me se Nanadu akonya no ni pay eche journalist for mo salary professor grant me kai ye bona akonya no e bro professor bi pay
no
akonya no because ye feel air condition or say we na startup
no maso sika ba kom Land Cruiser
na bodyguard ka ho na driver ka ho enti ye feel no 2500 a day the 2500 times 30 near the ye dey to
full tank
near conditions so near the chini na tikroma na nipa or say we 19 ye dey ka 400 Ghana cedi ukolebu because of 400 million Ghana cedis obu keke na na rutimi high plane no odware wo mo se ono obi so odware awo plane mu ntina wa high na nipa 19 tikroma na yewu ya tikroma na companies dware because of taxes because of hardship because say your currency ni nya adwuma big pen adwane game 3 sister adwane dark level adwane and then John Dramani Mahama baye companies are coming back people have confidence in the economy in the assembly plant be omo ye electrical cars omo China omo so omba be si omo factory ukruma it will create employment in this country. John Dramani Mahama wants to work and make sure that obiara ebenya ne chefa and that because the nursing training for mat today because in that John Dramani Mahama where he 603 million Ghana cedis we pia nursing training allowance back pay 6 months wa petia mo muni naira and run ya pia ama next week you try man nursing training ni bia oko school dia ye train allowance
ni ja me hu se nurses no training for no
enyumo mo bo an kempaluta enyumo no apeke mo muni naira because aban papa ba things are working putting money in the pockets of the people se kuro mu ye de me say ye bronya ye ba bedi masa bronya adoma na nyira because aban papa ba and me ye gold
it seems the first now man for we are no more they quite very and there enam institution be John Dramani Mama who think outside the box.
Correct.
Your friend gold board. Sami Jamfitiano, me Sami Jamfi why is Lami Yama Barcelona? A brand new Mamuaya Dino. What a solid team. Keno Foriata. Alan Tremante, Yawa Safo Mafu, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Adia Sanko from Pinfo in Nantimia.
Former way, your friend say, former when TMP, your friend say.
Professor Jambafo. Adia Sam Pinfo and Timia, Sami Jamfiba 6 months or Babaye.
Correct.
It should tell you, said John Domani Mama, ne ice for tactical guys, for guys who are intelligent, for guys who are smart. And then the BOG. Things are working. And then at forcing. He is forcing. And then near me, sector ministers, Greek ministry, Honorable Kupuku. Fantastic. The King Solomon of our time. Or Budmo Greek ministry. It should tell you, Mr. King Solomon, me teacher, me board here or some muso. Because a Greek minister are there. And then Kokwan Kitenketi is going. Feed Ghana a year, Juma, and then the food basket. Obienu Obesu Komo Gruma. Under the leadership of Erikupuku. Fantastic man. He is a man with vision. He's a man who has planned it all out. Our Baba Mikisho said, things will work in this case. And then, on Tese Brian Champon. I know the Oba and also Kwakoto Hotel. No. Erikupuku, a year, Juma Mikisho said, the Greek ministry works. On Tese Koto. Already or the market about Greek ministry or the tomb or Greek ministry. It should tell you the kind of person. Fantastic. Ahmed Ibrahim, fantastic. Fantastic Ahmed Ibrahim. Leader, local government. Fantastic. He's working. Things are working. Mr. John Mama ministers or Piki. Ahmed Ibrahim, an excellent person. He knows the job. He knows what he's doing. He's always on track. And then on another woman, assemblyman for Apikamu, he is working. On another woman, and there, until wake and there, near my Kosu, he's putting the local government into shape. It should tell you that things are really working. And John Dramani Mama, Yamfanda Sieni Nambo, President or vision. President or no wa planning. President or no nim adia already or babe. On sin sum and sana waham. John Dramani Mama. More piafo. Me say your mama. Say a due 2028. Na your mama say onkobima. Me the petition ebe kwa ma John Dramani Mama say onkobima. Me track God say your constitution no. Your article 46. Your shebiem. Because John Dramani Mama also torso. Because he is our savior. He is the one who will lead us to the promised land.
Joe, Madasa Papa, wonderful submission if he in your church as well. Mamma San Honorable Kwesi Ashama. Honorable, a young government accountability series, a course, so energy and health sector. Say health sector, the endana debre energy show Yatimun Sembe Nankasa. My intio.
Yo, Minia, Bessa Ada Ghana for Nina Asi. Efa Ejumadin any Jumadea, the appointees of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na ushare senya yeshe asiekano na energy sector ye bayen na ehun bi abo omani nyina eda yenua Honorable John Dinapo, right? Eka trese. Aka how many hours na ye wura dum so? 5 hours. MPP for se o enye nukre o na fase. Na o hwe ahondi ne djuma odia wura ne djuma no ma. Edrum pempenso a verse no twemi ensabi ni a nanka ye pese ye pese ye increase 1 cedi. Ghana for say there be and I say ye bisase adenti and na MPP for mutumi essay energy sector before His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ekono on my what a jinama hondin MPP for between this excess capacity na muma bisa MPP for say the excess capacity His Excellency John Dramani Mahama editu hono muye nu die na esa ya mwantumi ampe bia mfa nsoso mudika munkrofo nam ekase mudika $600 million per na mi bisa mu say take or pay ana IPP sa car power Ameri power and one now mumma ye ejinama hon nyina yetumi to sanema nyina to ho enunti na ye de ya boka ye di kanu ato ho munu die na mu ye ya na mu boka esese mu boka even one cedi baby aye won then the Minister of Energy kachre say look say no we are transitioning from the hydro to thermal and so this thermal aye kan hwasem no esese yenfa gas enfa ngu fidi akese mu na entumi maya jinama honden and MPP for say there be Mayema, but when you go into the budgetary allocations, fuel be a new ewo budget ma yedi scabia new yedi to gas edi good machines no. So it means we must budget for it. And at a point amaboka to why ma nyehwe ma added to the energy sector ma fafianka. Now what do you want us to do? Enunti say say nanu once the no eba so Ghana for me pamucho adubro na unse me kachire mu da bia say obi ba we yasa beso achewa o ye before say before na ye dede man ka say mu ye before ba ebebu nu de ewo ho ansa na mu wo mi omu say obi ba we yasi unse wo a wo ba wuye wo a wo busuani wuye onipa wakra no say o besim ye no onu ba ho a obeso achewo all green for moi sani panu e before no na ku obusuani it is the MPP for nyina oh my fa one cedi ntusu one cedi no edosu dodo oh edosu ba miansu so abegina ho ba mi otumi gina ho a yetumi top petrol and now fuel 1 liter 1890 bi kura do 20 cedis no in the be catch say from 12 cedis sorry from 10 cedis to 12 cedis no na edosu say ne wu de utoma yen me catch say obi ba we yasi be so asin wa or ye before. That is what we are seeing today. But let us thank God. I told you brains are at work. Brains are at work. Smart brains are at work. So we are seeing the changes that are coming. The NDC understands and believes very well. Said once the population is increasing, the energy demands will be increasing. Is that not it? And so therefore, Honorable John Jinakpo, the energy minister, is doing what? Is bringing in the Atuabo gas phase 1, phase 2. Send able supporting with our 24-hour economy. It means we are going to run on energy. Ghana for Misramu, one no muya de say, once the dosu, on 158 million the kotu boa, yenya hunfaswo. Those are the very people we are talking about. One now almost once the doors no, omuna $52.5 billion. Ewo kashi commercial bank no, we have been transferred into unknown source. Kano foria tambrambe mayembwanu wajani. These are the very people we are talking about here. One almost once the doors no, omuna Addison printed 77 billion amount for 2 good years. The same very people. And nuntina mabu mube edi cancer. So we ba we yasa be swachenwa or ye before because they are not looking at the 77 billion. Anke betu nyasi agenda 111. 2 times kranu. They are not thinking about it. Almost once the doors. Once the doors no baumia to me fa ye debe ye gold the course odia kosisandien all edia brain odia gold commodien intermediaries and o ma ye gold nibi asa charge ye and sana ye to me my oil. Meanwhile, even the World Bank say wu baumia subaya wu no it will not help. So that go for oil project no, you should stop it. And that is what has happened. Today he's talking. But enyanwa emi say MPP for co-position and no more dream sorry general no mu abemu dia omu suban no etise obi oba me yasise obesu se mi mamiawu. So these are some of the things that we've had, and we thank the energy ministry. Say no we are importing and now one directives about a month ago say the transformers install it. So the lights are on. The lights are on, and he has made provision. Last catch us more than 2 months. Fuel I use MPA for almost say what do you think about this, Honorable? The name of the MPA boss. Hey, now
MPA, the current MPA.
Oh my dear pa, what in your den of Honorable Chuma. Misrawa. Mama bibia mbetwa kwan e kire se wallahi let's save this country no wakunja so anotina and then ye kasa efa 280 million inti wude minimum dada bo adwuma no me ka kire se nipa wo ye adwuma yesu odidi enya krono kwan the seat itself will make accommodation for you to at least enjoy your seat. And I'm sure that is the only thing you are going to do. So the energy sector today, Ghana for Minister Abekachre say, ma enhum boy, it is solid. We can now have our lives 24 hours, and he is continuing to actually bring in more facilities and infrastructure. Because 24-hour economy, it is energy. It is all energy, because this is going to transform into industrialization vision. And you need energy to run, whether small or big factory, you need energy. And so we thank God that at this particular material moment time, we've had His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Odi Omenu Enim Edimaye. With all the appointees, I'll continue to praise you and pray for you. I must continue to praise you and pray for you, because you are delivering what Ghanaians want. That is their expectation. That is why I'm praising you. And I am praying for you that no temptation shall befall you. Let us deliver and continue to deliver for Ghanaians. Our brothers and sisters are suffering elsewhere in the globe. We want them back home, but we must make sure and give them that confidence. Ube fear. Eja eduma bia wo pese oba beye no ubetumi aye, and that is what we are praying for. Congratulations to all of you, and I'm still praying for all of us.
Madam say Honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashama, Mama Sanko Yenu Abdul Razak Chachas for Chachas. Swian for her pie to me.
And yes, Kinuku,
Bacchus. Is it Bacchus?
Yes, Chairman Vasco, no for 2016. Only the only chairman. Out of the 12 coins, on quality a seat. Omu G seat in Nara Banda coincidence. Yes. Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim Chairman.
2020 so
Salas. Chairman no for no. Was so shop. Chairman no salutu. Somewhere they no for no. Chairman no I'm fantastic. I'm for 8 year program the pana I'm for mecha munira mecha obi asambere wajebra or the ohwe program no mama fasa akwanyo Said Mubarak Sunyani Eastern fantastic Sunyani JJ wama Sunyani ya Sunyani JJ no boduma wa make it was Sunyani yaduma mecha MC Vincent J I'm so boduma yes also boduma wo Sunyani pa
na se me twana dribi say me Sunyani am we na ya block
oh yes Sunyani to the world ya to Sunyani ma manfo ba
me ba ho
ya ma Sunyani edane ye niema ebin sida eno na ye di ba Sunyani ma Sunya ba adwuma fantastic MP MC I salute you all. chairman 24-hour economy obia be didi peche chairman du I salute you obin NDC me chairman ni na me chairman Benkulubi echia me brand me ne me NDC for
assembly Benkulubi me say ma me efi
I ma me efi
ni na shede ayala assembly
ma me ne de Yankopon fa ne kransie yi no ma na hoto o ma ne janna to fidaus
atakusi wa no
atakusi yam say okọ wotu anamo eko o say energy sector nyamia nim no kri ni hwe MPP for one me say enye me wanwa so munya 41.7% no they are disgrace to Ghana politics and wo omo mbro omo ho ase misua governance awo John Dramani Mahama ni na NDC aban ho
okay
omo mbro omo ho ase etro jandam nsama nim na omo keka just to throw the Ghana for so omo pa reject mo 6 months ni ye no akwa Blekumanov mu seat ama only 28 years yes say 6 months ya John Mahama buy na nya Blekumanov mo kire say NDC aban ni nye ya brum fintam 19 police stations and ukama demand na namsi akwatia 19 police station gwana de dia yemu akwatia de ye be mo nan so ne awoso mu say it should tell you proper governance 74% of Ghanaians say John Dramani Mahama more piafo they say John Mahama won or ye problem solver or solve problem hwe emre bi na udu circle ha utimi di 2 hours na ugina faako John Mahama ba say I'll fix that problem no the circle interchange by or fix here don't do circle less than 10-5 minutes say nya rush hour kra na obecha wo ha uduru ya pa na ko John Dramani Mahama ne nsa no adwuma ne bi first na Nigeria for a boy so dwe ato abo gas John Dramani Mahama nya $1 billion no di ko shemu e save 300 million Ghana every year eno na ma energy sector na gira brani John Dramani Mahama ne nsa no adwuma no this man is a man with vision. He has sacrificed his entire life to what to the service of this country. About him said niama dani niama unim say MP for betra kunya so sika die awie ye sika sa unim say oral report to say sika she MPP for $18 billion ye kwa IMF koji $3 billion pe MPP for tifes ye sika wo $18 billion wo de yendi mu half $9 billion ka Ghana problem ni na solve ma wie sika ndi say you shut up. Yet Kroma, nipa ntimi do 3 times a day. Na do ni favorite drink. Kalipu. Na 1 Ghana cedi. Na kalipu na 4 Ghana cedi. Kroma na amafo ntimi to yemwade because na yemwade 10 Ghana cedis. A disgrace. Magum wani ma pure water. Your mama left it for you at 10 pesos and the pure water 50 pesos. You will shut up and listen to good governance. Yaba yet Kroma. The energy capacity John Dramani Mahama buy ya odi jamu answer John Mahama about 2012 na energy capacity na 1000 plus megawatts of power that time no na ye major source of electricity akosombo de nsuo neto enti Nyankopon nsuo so nsuo ni togumu na ya de yanya electricity ni bebre. And you who's the population increase. Certainly, a population is about 10 point something million. Your population now rise and they are 30.1 million Ghanaians. And the cost of one quantity me share. Doom so, and no now about the Kaya need to message your mama. Herbal need to message your mama. Where you see doom so, where need doom so than need. Not your mama say, me trust my family doom so. Men trust masadiansi to the extent say obi nkatia kura say wo gwama o say John Mahama obi free say o say John Mahama won me say posterity is judging him John Dramani Mahama me say o obi anyame abono with akomapa ntira John Mahama tias enye sankamafo no amama papa wo afi krom ha but John Dramani Mahama has a strong-willed heart. He has a good heart. Nyame abono ho ban nsema amafo kanu anyensafo mu he Edi John Mahama tem ki cancel for John Mahama ho.
Nso akufo adubai no so enya kaka
ni so I'm telling also no nka politics bi. Yenya pastor bi Duncan Williams. Back on design. Sorry, enya Duncan Williams. Dabi English pastor yi. The bank yasemi bi for it. Mensa Otabel. Osi so no nka politics o hwe ni ma kingdom. On nka politics asem omuni na sepe papa yade bank ja omo keke kura mo gu bank no yade bank common bank
common bank near the 30 million a job papa we so ultimate criticize papa we deep papa yatem John Dramani mama what say electricity sector na a problem until I'll solve it or the Ameri or the car power asogli all the power plants no the buy no the best solve your problem Emma Dr. Mahmoud Bamiaka say e ya said yes solve the energy sector until ense so bia bo abaso okruma e ya de wo say wo ye nti why you don't need any praises
e ya de oka
and solve problem in 2016 as no free akonya so John Mama free akonya so no na energy capacity from 1000 megawatts to 4000 megawatts of electricity MPP by 8 years, not even one single megawatt of power na modi account. And then I'm say energy na you producing now a thermal plant. I say the mechanical mammoth. I say generator. And then they produce electricity. No do am I generator? Enye nsuo. Eni edigum. Eye fuel ni edigum. And then yetwo na dum so. Etu hwe electricity na Ghana for yetua na. Ye ni sector bia wo mu a. E was say de yede koto petrol be gu generator no enti enam sa no tembia no amaka de aba be mene na do ma metwam no se wo ende me de esla be hye ho esla no ye jeje kakraka 95 pesos ne e boabo ne di tua ye ka no unim say John Dramani ma me fira kunya so oja 230 million wo esla account e de mankofo wi esla afibia no na e ma 4 billion for 4 times 8 32 billion and MPP for GG free esla ho onim de scan no de omni ko tua pensions enu bi no omni ko yi because national cathedral no enu bi no omni ko 100 million 6 match enkwara ko match wo Cape Coast no and west this scan no and energy sector no ka ebe mini about 2.3 billion na da ho enu na nda ha ka power say me dum me fidie because me ni petrol mo de meka o ho no ma merisi me dum no and guase Kumasi Ashanti region your stronghold any electricity no Don Mama Amerina mu di trust say Don Mama Bugana energy way or the Ameri plant no can e wo na Don Mama $530 million no Mose oh ye odiabuye enye odiabuye ye kohwehwem mose mu be review omuso mbe nsakra e koduru $1 billion omu be hwehwem no omu ye review no planta ye yusu anka 5 years na be dan Ghana dia no akire de omo de plant na amanipa no e yusu plant over 15 years esla na o se etua na 5 years no omo de esla no akoyi asiwa ama ye say no esla na ye betua sa up to 2035 amamwo boni adwen boni omo ndwen Ghana for na John Dramani mama ba no say enam say generator na de electricity ni breye no e wo say ye de yetimi tofangu ye de egum na de bia yetimi nya constant electricity and de nyame adom ana mmode mo asami jamfi bono moyi ana mmode mo atofo se ye ana mmode mo asia ma ye and ye sidi no bi mu de ko 18 Ghana cedis and the cedi na tia ba 11 Ghana cedi from 18 Ghana cedi to 11 Ghana cedi ma cha Ghana for 7 Ghana cedi enti sadia be srebo mumma me 1 cedi na me fan top petrol cedi e be ya me de be den me de be solve dum so na mamu bacho de o de otwimba ne poto no o chiriso odi bomu ana obi a wa poto amana afi no on chiriso odi bi bebom
sanete
and o si 7 Ghana cedi no oji 1 Ghana cedi no de akoto petrol agum ama electricity no ya ewe MPP for mini yakum omo so omo ntiase adenti na ye koji Ghana for 1 Ghana cedi muso mutuwe na cedi no ye jama for Ghana cedi mudiko 18 Ghana cedis obi aba na odi cedi na ba 11 Ghana cedi energy sector odi ja so a uba want man for bianka anim guase Ashanti region kra ni electricity no ne Ameri plant no a okofa ba mu di na tema so wa bo Ghana kro no eno na mu via free takrade omudi free ukro mo takrade e dia Kumasi keke omusi 36 million Ghana cedis
yasamo
from Takradi to Kumasi keke omaboka 36 million napo asi 36 million and or the transport to Ameri free hakeke na obo Ghana kronu say and then you come and sit down now wa besa or yesisi fiani bi so the vice president abedi okruma we mu so mpesa omudi vice president okruma enti Ghana for ahobrase kwan so ye the 1 cedi ne besom ye the 1 cedi ne besolve electricity na po ankasa mka o se could you imagine say they be use generator Yempese otumfo nkwan besan bi ebese wo fridge mi. Yempese appliances anase bi obekọ hospital ni esi adum light. Ebia akwala she incubator no wawu. Yempese kaya ye ni kom se John Mama. Yempese wi am se dum so me mama o. Yempese obi abeka sa biem. Ti John Mama so o solve dum so problem no. O ma dum so mba na ye the fuel levy aba. Omu mini ye omo so omo de o ma tunu dum so levy. And some of the journalists are not ashamed. And they call it doom so levy. Abai adding the policy aba. Now abaya to ni say fuel levy. And there yanya jandam or the say politicians and then jandam or the say journalists. And then omo jai abai dina or dia to levy no. And almost in the omo friend doom so levy because MPP for say. So we lead a bit to say afenyo marking. Nane boss and a year abronya kanokre 41.7% na obenya. And one obenya because this is what they are doing in parliament. On person omo ye na on party ni attractive. But Ghana for ya so answer. Ya hu obi a odi 40 years prepare so be president. And ya nyu obi a ono no o tra se o ye dey o plan is o ba be president. Ya hu mu so say enya mo won say the MPP party na nkasa mu. And President Kofo yo mu penyini. O se ndakura no o design otu omu for omu mfa. And no more take a decision, but they don't even contact him. And in the MPP party, community futu for you. And yes, say, so unim ukrom hene, achenia, uyira obedum. The MPP for alusu, omo principles and everything. The anyam one was and almost starting from top to bottom. It's a total collapse. MPP has nothing to do. They are incompetent, they are arrogant, and they know nothing. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, dance off the beat. No usunity. No, Mr. Dr. Mahmoud, Odin Kokon Kitten Kraman or Manager Beboka.
Merase, Abdul Razak Chachas, or Deputy Director of Research Dema Bono Region, Onona Yete, Onosoden Kano. Make house a weekend in a year, a Safari Valley Eco Resort, winning what Dofo Intument Coho. That has waba a year, Macra Haide, Woka Boderu, Debiana, to Sebiana Mudmuniatre, a year, Safari Valley Eco Resort. Nay, I'm honorable, dear, and say weekend in Mahanayako. I was it. Mebacha Walker District, a year, Madu, a one, would do how we nebeji pie. Or more running in 24 hours into any time you'll be a bed job. A 4 a Star Lodge a resort. I would do a Winnipegi and Wahrobe Brinankasa zebra antelope mara a giraffe Nina Obehumbi ho accommodation there would do her rooms and come pa usika be to me and ye be at them come over your private swimming pool. A ruin now be ho Mobediana the pacho a continental and local dishes and Nina Ubenye be wo a Safari Valley Eco Resort. Between we bushing akọ mo kwaye party honeymoon bibia mo betumi akọ kama pa maybe be to me akọ kan for 0596 9143 94 for reservation 0596 914394 no nim penny for ending come na bibia into me enko enkai medimosis some kan cho say or the medimosis garlic capsules abedwa man so enti say wutie me improve blood circulation obi ho sen nsan na 83 o cholesterol level no was really meniema bi a aye thousand say wo ni padu ebe ni na afio ebusu immune system no akwatia yare ahuru na make am for medimosis garlic capsules e di amonya na wo pharmacies ni herbal shops ato apete organa na Sasuna mepacho Medimosis Clinic. So a prostate disorder, sexual weakness, bema no bawo ayo problem, hypertension and diabetes, sciatica, typhoid fever, malaria, stroke and STI say hawa. For any chomo Medimosis no mo share into membo or more dental clinic wa dentist in bon home body ye pan 2% 2 saying white and was saying sabi was sino 2 and a bon bedim upeso feeling now bayamo kama pa or dental hospital ho na BBA to me akonka. Quine, Wadenta Bar opposite the police station, ASL building inside Ghana Highways Authority at Accra Ministry. Ajay Kojo opposite School for the Deaf and Sana Kumase, Ahema Kokobin Santase, or Boase Quine. So from war 0244 068447. Na Unio Mundin Komo Medimosis Nana de Lift Kit Capsules Swaba, Mepacho Bebre, a blood digestion, Sasune Hanse metabolism, and Sana, and Niamembo Nipedu and Beni Nef for supporting liver function. ye panti unya lift kit capsules ni be bebo ma bibie tumi akonkan pharmacies ni herbal shops ni na won se betumi akabe from Eddie Moses was 024406 8447 0244068447 no nim penfo ending common suo ni ani your friend X natural mineral water we 500 ml me ye ball no 350 ml ansa na kese ni 750 ml nti the na honorable or say wo hwe na mo ba na so ye bro me bu headquarters yeah supply more na bibia tumi konka ti unya bi no me proposal me beba Unya, ebino ya be canfo X natural mineral water. Edi amonso amuda hokroje. Steven appear ninsuo ni enti be pa cho pebi na your friend is saying was so ton be nyamfa so do bebre. Wonu ma po medin pa. Chachas, o sa me hwe na bibe piem osunyan. Ehia ye pa. To kwa one way ho pe shop bi mam na member ti. Be guna msunyanfo so to mota on be top pa. Isu papa pa ni. Chastel no anam de ma. On pe shop bi mam na member.
Jagwan Chehwa Jagwan
Chehwa na team any what I say we na make up for them more X natural mineral water in super papa it's enya na organa fenin na obetumi oba XM Radio XYZ ahim fie ha wo ba depo kese na nsu ni bebre ho kwa afa bi ko ona bo fa bi go ka ni mko bebre ho fu yi pa wo so pese otukoto benya mfaso du bebre enti wo betumi afre factory no 0596273546 0596273547 X natural mineral water simply natural adum survey and general construction so men kan so mo asase bebre o mo ton enti be pa cho bebre payment plan ye 12 months cost no 60,000 Ghana cedis outright payment will be to 50,000 na which an kakra deposit payment no on 30,000 and 50% na which no 12 months installment 2,500 na which me to a payment plan for 6 month cost and 55,000 outright payment 50,000 na which 30,000 and a deposit payment no suit ya ebebo but so me no 6 month installment 4,584 Ghana cedis na no so tua with me enya sasa no 055-439-7831 and 020-378-889 na when the impending for indi enkomo sana bibia into me enko enkai into my member honorable Ashama ho na yentua enkomo no so Honorable, ye twaso de ambre no koyi papa galamsey fight in mo nsensema no so aba enche but Rebecca say attorney general wa ya de enche baby anche but sa no mo bi mo ka but also yen hwehwe ye nuano mo be ka say party for ye shield wo mo nso nsema abam say wiki watete bi ye national organizer any ye third vice mo ensensema ababa any omo ye galamsey no ankasa yende hu nkomo galamsey fight abane bo no
abane de obone hu body na me da attorney general ni mpenyufo ni nyina ase
okay
ba ne mesre ni say ye nuanum a amobom modino Ghana for adubro pa because near ye hundra man kase near koso nesusu yewo MPP phone to be anye dede no inde omo ye dede na ye me woma but we allow the law to take its course to the logical conclusion near me mpese minti free MPP phone tell say I know they are Ghanaians, but they standing to be chastising people. Fine, because one year national women organizer, I question in machines. Na kejemfa no sorry them. My name say be our hospital or man kodanu for. That is what they have done. Na ubekwa kobo mrekuduka di. This is not equalization because our attorney general we nyina attorney general as a data wakasa what in ngaze wakasa but we follow that and see because enye near ye betina TV so akankwa na ye nukre say ade no ura court na investigation ye behu but all in all His Excellency John Dramani Mahama because you are really fighting the galamsey You are fighting. You are not like Nanado, who went and defended to me in Kumasi, telling all Ghanaians that Akuntamani have not done anything wrong as far as Galamsey is concerned. Or you say, as we speak, Nanado no, as we speak, na brofuba no di boni. Nanado brofuba pa now says some can no di boni. We want to clear away this Galamsey menace. Gold dia ye betu. Ya japade onyankopon di jaye. Ba mu ye betu no wo kwan papa so. Gold ni tunu nti na ndesi di ejina ne nan so. Inti aban so misrawo. Yeah, big push, no. Yenfa big push, enfa many areas. Na mrante no nye juma ye because di momo say ye di enam jollof rice ni we di atu nche na ya chichiru nsanse me didi. That is what is happening in the areas of Galamsey. Galamsey de niente a friend of Galamsey ni say utu asasinu carelessly u say nshu u say kwaye afom usenu asa mayare asa ako nsunuma yenuma ehaye. That is why we call it Galamsey. But we are not saying money is not good. So one na yenu anuma omuwo pepase ombe to gold no aban pese sami denfi ever drew nese no musika na ye to gold no papa na mbrante no munna mana mubuto mayema. That is Kwame Nkrumah Ghana we are looking for. But we thank the Attorney General that he is going to look through. We have agreed. Yenyina mwenja kasa na ehunia embassy nukre woman ania ewum. But to me the man for mining no say ya GB that man go mba yenji abrofu no masisi ya che okita business mienu a yenji baako no susu mfa baako say ye mani wo yenji those big ones no ni mfidia kese wom no muma yenji on MPP for binu mu omu ya nipa boni for omu sa sha se kasafa Ibrahim Mahama ho se wa ho Ibrahim Mahama tumi bie Jata Cement Factory MPP mpenyifo ayom hu kutu fine fe akobia no ubekai omu kotema akobia akɔhwɛ edwuma Ibrahim Mahama de no papa we no mutano kwa onyankopo ahyira obi a wahyira no mumma edwuma no enkosuma no na employ more Ghanaians into mining sector na yankasa no yenara ya sas no yendi hu srade
eno ana ya boys ze mai tata senti waka 2 minutes mai emoso
fantastic hello tunu mami fa kwenye meche senior Fidels fantastic or Kanda senior Fidels onze Galamsey the difference between NDC and MPP and Nyepe Galamsey and Sha say January 2025 eye issue da ho dada adenti na matena ho 8 years number say aban bi 6 months e solve problem 8 years dey na mutimi ye SDA for be now so say omunya nsu kura mfa mboasu enji akra manyankopo mo say Ghana nsu ni nara to the extent say SDA be say omu sere Ghana omunya nsu mpo na omu de agi akra foforo o sachira kura o Ghana na ye pensu abo wasukura yenya Ghana Water Company say omu nsu no tabiti level no aye time to omu timi kura ensoni nsu na ni mane nya kama John Dramani mama o say wa wadin so betu gold a obetum kwan boni so no emfa ho say we NDC ni we hwan wo say obema mrani ni wodi that is the difference between John Mama and then Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo na NDC abai NDC ni MPP yenye classmates omo your students and your lecturers we will teach them how to govern until na me there say third vice chairman Banga Joseph Yami oye national organizer o say ono jitum say ono ontu Galamsey ana onye basabasa bia but obejja no ho ode no ho ebema say investigation bia obia say oye sa boni bia no ye dey we na che say John Dramani mama say wa ye sa biara no me see ye dey hwehwe mu ma ba na do Dankwa Akufo-Addo otimi ba be video bia na sare mi yawo ni e di sika show bi nsam video bi na na
say be you say na as principal vice no
I never say Nyantachi si wo shedi botom the whole president in the pocket of Nyantachi who's at the last minute Nyantachi na ɔno si na n'ado kyɛn boto akyire na ɔkɔ pray agye so parliamentary seat when it is MPP for buy on be boss on be bokuru no ba hwɛ NDC aban you be make sure this galamsey menace you will fight it unim say buy no single mining lease and the am obi so go to galamsey
no correct
ye buy and that all the articulator the only two galamsey ni ba na the tracking device abon di babi odi be ko bia ye te boardroom aye ni babi a eko we na kira aban a wo fight for galamsey
okay
we na kira aban a obe make sure say responsible mining so betu a tuniye or see water bodies were abandoned and in no buy or the banner to all water body mining John Dramani mama
okay
Bunya Richemuma ebe adwuma
Mamenda Minua Abdul Razak Chacha Sase oye Deputy Director Research NDC Bono Region as asona menda honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashama former member of Parliament now the acting Executive Director the Complementary Education Agency and also Ebaba Boadjumedi Mamenda production team ni na mam muswa hwan de news ne bre crowd akone hwan akosua na omode news papa ina kande bra make also say mintia the mayor of Accra and also baby will be a